According to the Romanian criminal code, what is trafficking? Consent expressed by an individual who is a victim of trafficking does not represent an acceptable defense. Ooh, that's a pretty important one. It doesn't matter. This is a person who's on the record about it. I wonder if any of these text messages were like, I was 16 and still at school when she said she received a private message on Instagram from Andrew Tate, a high-profile influencer almost 20 years older than her. Every guy that I used to know from high school are calling me a liar for saying I only received a message from Andrew Tate, she told me, but they don't find anything strange about all the other allegations. I wonder if
are loyal to me and exclusive to me. Number 4.
the terminology they use, I understand it more. I've only spent a few hours in this world, but now I'm understanding more. For all the people in chat that are like, I don't know anybody who would like Andrew Tate or blah, 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 you're coping hard. I can super see how somebody would like somebody like Andrew Tate. The advice they're giving here is actually really good, although it's geared towards people that, but everything these guys say is like on point for if you want to be an advanced boy, basically. Yeah. Emery Andrew Tate was born in 1986 as an American-British social media personality, businessman, and former professional kickboxer. Following his kickboxing career, he began offering paid courses and memberships through his website and later rose to fame as an internet celebrity, promoting an ultra-masculine, ultra-luxurious lifestyle. A self-described misogynist, Tate's controversial commentary has resulted on a suspension from several media platforms. I'm just kind of curious. I want to get like a timeline of like his life. I'm curious. In Washington, D.C., he's mixed race. His father was an international chess master. Mother worked as a catering assistant. His parents divorced. His mother brought both brothers to England. Tate was raised in the Christian faith. He learned to play chess at the age of 5 and competed in adult tournaments as a child. He started practicing kickboxing and other martial arts in 2005 and worked in the TV advertising industry to support himself. In November of 2008, he was ranked the 7th best lightweight heavyweight kickboxer in Britain by the International Sport Kickboxing Association. In 2009, he gained his first championship where he won the British ISCA Full Contact Cruiserweight Championship in Derby, was ranked number 1 in his division. In Europe, Tate's kickboxing name was King Cobra. 2016, while a guest on the British reality show Big Brother, Tate came under scrutiny for his homophobic and racist comments on Twitter. Guest appearance on Big Brother was 2016, or around there. He was removed from the show after 6 days, with producers blaming a video apparently showing him hitting a woman with a belt. Tate and the woman both said that they were friends and that the actions in the video were consensual. Vice News later reported that the removal was caused by an ongoing police investigation closed in 2019 with no charges filed. What is the context? Because a lot of people talk about a lot of women. Andrew Tate, woman belt.
Tate's a woman beater. He beats woman. Look at this video with a belt. A video from me from 10 years ago came out on the newspaper. I'm about to play you a video I made maybe 2 years after that event of me and the woman from the video, the alleged beating victim, sitting in a hotel room. This chick, who I'm still with, is cray cray. Listen to her.
Turn around. Look.
You gonna do it again? Are you gonna do it like a man this time?
What do you mean like a man this time? I've been called a woman beater all over the country.
Well, to me that was like you need to do it like a real man. Or stop taking a belt off.
You're crazy, you have mental problems.
Does that look like a victim to you? Tate's a woman beater. He beats woman.
I wonder if this was this the same video as the belt video? Does anybody have a link to the belt video? Let's see. Andrew Tate hit woman belt video. I wonder if that was the same video, if that was recorded later. I don't know if these are like on YouTube or not, so give me a sec. Damn, I don't watch a lot of like I don't watch a lot of extreme play videos, so it's hard to tell if I don't have the, I can't tell if that's play or not. I don't know. I just don't have the background for it. 2016, a second video emerged shortly thereafter in which he's shown telling a woman to count the bruises he apparently caused to her. Both Tate and the women denied any abuse occurred and said the clip showed consensual sex. Both women, according to The Guardian. Second video, both women and Tate said it was all consensual. Okay, give me a sec. I don't know if these are okay for YouTube or not, I'm not sure.
You can't stay in there forever.
Ooh, this is a lot different, unless we're on like some extended role play, because she walks into another room, she locks the door behind her. But it could be, I mean, like, it could be like extended role play. It could be, I guess. Both women and Tate have come out and said that both of these were all consensual. Destiny, normies take it way further than this when it comes to sexual roleplay. No. What's already being shown is already kind of extreme. Like we're fully into like BDSM territory. If I had to give like bullshit percentages, I would say probably like at least 50% of women are going to be okay with some type of like restraint. I would say in terms of like slapping with like a belt or like pushing somebody like roughly, you're like starting to narrow your percentages pretty low at that point. In terms of like full-on role play where people are locking themselves in rooms and everything, you're into more of like a fraction of the community. None of that is normal. Not to say that anything wrong has happened or it's whatever, we don't know 100%, but to say that like, oh, this is just like normie stuff, that's not normie. We're in pretty extreme kink territory. Andrew Tate's ex-girlfriend speaks for the video going around recently. So this is one of the videos. I believe this was the woman on the bed.
Hello everyone, I just wanted to say something about the video that's been released recently about me and my ex-boyfriend Andrew Tate. Andrew is my still great friend. What you guys saw on the video, it's just what we used to do. It was just pure game. He's a great guy. He would never hurt anyone.
First video, woman getting hit with belt. Woman says it was all Gucci. We watched the Vice Talk timestamped interview with a Tate victim here. All of these people are different people. This is why you do this is why I am doing the research to figure out who's who, because everybody starts to throw all the names and everybody like starts to do all this shit together. It's just nice to know who is who. Oh, Tate's Angels. This isn't the girl that was being referred to. Yeah, this is the article that I just got, but I don't think this article is correct. I don't think that was her name. Oh my god. I think that other person was one of his, that article is wrong, I think. See, that's why we do research. I think people just make shit up. Because it says somebody who met Andrew Tate in 2017, I guess? This is according to a Dexerto article. This is claiming that she was one of the women that was detained with Andrew Tate. So that doesn't seem to be she's one of the accomplices, right? Yeah, so. Could we at least, we don't even know when these videos are from, huh? We're just shooting in the dark. We do know that the video, at least the first and second video were probably recorded before 2016, since that's what he got kicked out for. But, how come? Big Brother kicked Andrew Tate off show after a video of him beating an ex-girlfriend on the belt emerged, but he and his late friend claimed it was just fun. He said a longer version of the video shows us laughing and I'm hitting myself saying it doesn't hurt. Did he ever release that longer version? Oh, here's a picture of her at least.
Up a woman, and I'm pretty sure not so many of you have seen the same woman coming forward with a statement saying it was nothing but a sex play. So here I am again for the second time. Yes, the woman he has beaten up, and the same woman who has made a statement is me. So I'm coming forward for the second time to just clarify and let everybody know it was nothing but a sex play. Consensual foreplay that we liked doing, that I was into, that I wanted. It was not abuse. There was no physical domestic violence happening. It was a consensual sex play. This is the second time I'm making this statement because I'm getting sick and tired of being tagged saying I need to come forward again, even though I did. And I don't like seeing injustice of him being called woman beater for the same video that I've already once clarified. It was nothing but a sex play. So once again, nothing but a sex play, consensual. Thank you.
Okay, we still don't know who she is, but this is they said there was a second one of her saying that it was all consensual. This is the second video, I'm assuming, that came out of this. Her name is Irina. I think this is her Twitch. Cobra Baby. Oh, this is her. Streamed 10 hours ago. Cobra Baby makes sense, because it's like the Tate shit.
I'm gonna call for a reservation. Remind me, 10 minutes. What do you think is like a hottest like a thing a woman can wear?
I've had it where I've had girls who say, oh, I know you're with Vivian. I know you've been with her a long time. I don't mind. I'll stay out tonight. You two stay alone. All that shit. But it never lasts long. Because the ones who are really in love with you won't do that. You actually have to downplay your relationship with the girl of 6 years, which is difficult. And I only get away with that because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we felt whatever, we're in love. But when a new girl comes, she'll go, oh yeah, I started off working for him and it's just how it worked out. She'll super downplay us. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21. Vivian's younger, she's more fun, more outgoing.
Okay. All right. So the reason why I'm looking, okay, so sorry. Here's the reality of how this research works. I try to approach all my research in the least biased way possible. But spoiler alert, I've done a lot of background reading on Tate and we've done it on stream and it's probably gonna look bad for him. So it's gonna come across as biased just as I'm digging through the information. But what I'm curious is, what is the relationship to the people that he is, are coming out and saying, yeah, it's gonna come across as biased, I don't know. What I'm trying to figure out is, yeah, what is the credibility of the people coming out and saying that play was consensual? Because if it comes out that like, oh, she's just a girl that like knew him for a little bit, they fucked or whatever, and that's fine, and then she comes out and she's like, oh, by the way, we a long time ago, but we had like a fetish. It was fine. Like nothing weird happened. It was just like BDSM play. Then it's like, okay. And they're like not friends anymore. It's like, okay, that makes sense, sure. But if it comes out that they were like dating for 6 years, dating since she was 15 years old, if that's true, if the timelines line up like that, and she was part of his like industry of recruiting new girls, and she might be implicated in like something illegal that happened, maybe, then of course, I'm gonna look at her absolving him of any guilt a lot differently in the future, because now she starts to take on a different role based on how she appears. That might not be the case necessarily, but I'm just saying that's kind of what yeah. Why is that relevant when there are other women who who accused him of rape and stand by it? Why wouldn't more information be relevant? What do you mean? Why would you just stop reading because you found something you like or something you agree with? You follow all the facts. You don't just find the first thing you like and then stop. Ah, there is a full video. Nice, fine.
Run out my ideas.
Oh, interesting. Hold on. We'll see what this video is.
What are you moaning about, woman? Bruises, why? Why? Beaten with what? With what?
You have.
This video seems way less consensual. It feels like it's pixelated, but it feels like she's hiding her. I guess I'm gonna show this. It looks like she's hiding her face a lot from the camera. She's like trying to.
Just why?
She's like, she doesn't want to be recorded, which is strange. If we're recording like consensual BDSM stuff, could be extended play, but this is the second video. It seems a lot less likely.
Why? Beaten with what? With what?
You have.
A belt because you're a jerk. Show me the bruises. 1, 2, 3. Oh, baby. Oh, poor thing. I have an idea. Some ideas?
He walks back into a room. Looks like he's gonna pull something out of a bag.
You want my ideas?
Pulls a belt out.
That's right, lock the door.
And then when he walks back across the hallway, she's gone into the next room across the hallway and she's locked the door, I think.
You knew I was going to beat the out of you. If you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I? You don't. Get out. You can't stay in there forever.
That's that same video. Okay, so we don't see anything, not that much new. Okay, and then it goes to the second video with the one girl on the bed.
Show everyone how pretty you are. Get on your knees and show everyone how pretty you are. Look at the camera. Show everyone how pretty you are. Show the camera your tattoo.
Why the record this? He doesn't seem like an idiot. That was a plausible defense a long time ago, but Tate has actually recorded too much stuff. So in my mind, that doesn't help him anymore. I don't use that excuse for him anymore. Oh, why would he record this? That'd be so dumb. He's already recorded a lot of incriminating stupid stuff. So that doesn't work in my mind anymore. That's not good enough. Okay, so these are just both videos. Okay. There's not much more new here that we can ascertain. Did the girl leak these videos? I don't know how any of those videos got leaked. I'm not sure.
It's not worth it. Is it? I don't know. I don't know.
This is her Twitch stream.
No, don't listen to Ramon because Ramon punches walls. He likes to punch walls. And then his knuckles are all bleeding and everything. Oh, speaking of which, when was the last time you punched a wall? Thank you, Reckless.
Okay. That's her. Okay, so this is his video talking about her. Let's restart this again now.
I've had it where I've had girls who say, oh, I know you're with Vivian. I know you've been with her a long time. I don't mind. I'll stay out tonight. You two stay alone. All that shit. But it never lasts long. Because the ones who are really in love with you won't do that. You actually have to downplay your relationship with the girl of 6 years, which is difficult. And I only get away with that because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we felt whatever. We're in love. But when a new girl comes, she'll go, oh yeah, I started off working for him and it's just how it worked out. She'll super downplay us. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21. Vivian's younger, she's more fun, more outgoing. Melissa's really quite, not in a bad way, she's more homey, boring, sits at home. So if you're gonna pair a girl with a girl, it's much easier if the girl's fun. So a description of your relationship process.
So his whole relationship with this Vivian girl sounds super sus. They started dating when she was 15 and now she's 21, does camming. I don't know if the rest of this tweet is true, but if she came from Slovenia, that's like, there's like so many red flags there. Even beyond the age thing. I know that she's a cam girl now. I don't know about this. He got her from Slovenia. I don't know their backstory. This Syrian girl hates Andrew Tate. So it's possible that she could exaggerate things if she doesn't like him, but.
Vivian. So yeah, that's how it started. I met Vivian in Slovakia. We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. It's a really long story. I don't want to tell you the whole story. I moved her to England to be with me to start. We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. It's a really long story. I don't want to tell you the whole story. I moved her to England to be with me to start doing my webcam company, which I started.
Okay. He says he moved her to England to do webcam stuff.
If you don't have a webcam company, you need to look into it because as soon as you have a couple girls in love with you, it's the fucking easiest money in the world.
Be minimal.
No, I take that back. It's not easy money. You got to build it up. But once you get girls built up, then it's free money. Like every other business, you got to build it up. But I decided I want to start a webcam business. Vivian's beautiful.
Did he say Slovakia? Why did you lock the door?
I accidentally did it.
Okay.
I said, look, stop being a waitress. Come here, live. In Slovakia.
Oh, he does say Slovakia.
We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. It's a really long story. I don't want to tell you the whole story. I moved her to England to be with me to start doing my webcam company, which I started. If you don't have a webcam company, you need to look into it because as soon as you have a couple girls in love with you, it's the fucking easiest money in the world. No, I take that back. It's not easy money.
As soon as you have
you got to build it up. But once you get girls built up, then it's free money. Like every other business, you got to build it up. But I decided I want to start a webcam business. Vivian's beautiful. I said, look, stop being a waitress. Come here, live with me. She came. Everything was fine for a couple of weeks. Melissa obviously lived in England. They didn't know about each other. They found out. They tried to have a big argument with me. I did exactly as I said, downplayed it, didn't give a shit. Everyone moved in together. Everyone started doing webcam. I was making loads of money. Then we agreed to the split like we said. And that's basically been it. Since then, new girls have come along. Vivian understands that I'm these hoes, but I don't care about these hoes.
So there's like a pattern of lying and deceit and bringing girls from other countries. Honestly, this in and of itself might be enough to constitute sex trafficking. If you bring somebody under false pretense, you lie to them, that's under false pretense. You get them to start doing sex work in another country. I think you've actually met enough elements right there for it to be sort of sex trafficking, but whatever. And then you're camming. The guy you're talking to will defend him bringing in a 15-year-old. I don't care about the age. That's not even an important part of what we're doing right now, I think. Is there any proof that Vivian and Irina are the same person? I don't know. I wonder if this person...
I've had it where I've had girls...
He is not a human trafficker. He would never anybody, and he would certainly never ever human traffic anyone either.
Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl. My first girl was so good, it was easy. My girl...
Set up. Oh my Mel. Oh my Mel, MFC is to help recruit girls knowing what awaits them. The girls struggle to pay bills and are often left stranded. They become livestock. Since the girls get to Romania, he seduces them with his fancy custom lifestyle, while Irina tears them down if they don't earn enough. MFC takes 50% of their earnings. Andrew takes his cut. The girls only get what's left.
Girls sit there go, oh my God, before this I was a waitress and it was shit, and now I do this, I make so much money. Or we're gonna go to Thailand soon, we're gonna be working in Thailand, and we're gonna stay there for as long as we want. You should come with us, it's gonna be so much fun. This girl's like, okay, well I'll try it. Put both girls on camera together the first day, so the new girl can sit there and just sit with the other girl and get drunk. Give them a bottle of vodka, put on the check, 100 tokens per shot. You say it's your new job now, you haven't got to go to work ever again. That's how you recruit girls. Because these girls have to work for us, and they're not going to work if they don't love me, because they're going to run off. So the only way me and you, as a team, are going to be rich people is if we go get a bunch of girls to suck my dick together. Do you agree? And if you do that right, she'll sit there and go, okay, let's do it.
Okay, gotcha. Over 50% of my employees were actually my girlfriends at the time, and of all my girlfriends, none were in the adult entertainment industry before me. Yeah, I saw that from his website before. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, that's the first woman. We don't know anything about the woman in the second video, do we? I think this girl on the left, I think, is that same woman. Let's check.
I've never seen any of them being aggressive or rude.
I wonder if this is the girl from the first video, or the second one, the one that goes into the other room. I don't know. I don't know if she'll confirm it. I'm not a victim. It says 2 women involved in investigation. 2 women who have been identified as potential victims of Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan say they were friends of the pair, not victims. Beatrice and Jasmine, who have tattoos with the Tate brothers' surname on it, said that they did not find them to be aggressive or rude and deny they felt threatened. Investigators have confirmed that 6 women identified as potential victims of trafficking. Were these 2 victims part of the 2 in the investigation, though? I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. This is really sloppy wording, because it's not telling me if that's the case either.
Respected people, they started from zero. They lived in a shelter with their mom, and they had no food. They had no money.
Oh, this might be the one from Slovakia, maybe?
Nu. N-am fost niciodată. Dacă eram amenințată, automat nu mai eram idiotă să stau în casa asta. Spuneau că fetele care veneau la ei acasă erau intimidate de securitate cu arme. Eu pot spun că niciodată cei de la securitate n-au intimidat pe nimeni, nu au arme la vedere, nu sunt puși acolo să intimideze fete sau să întâmple alte lucruri.
But it's written Tate.
Yeah, it is.
Why?
I have lots of tattoos, different ones. The Harry Potter tattoo, the moon and the sun.
Am pe mâna stângă tatuajul ăsta care scrie Tate Girl, pe care l-am făcut din respect pentru ei.
Are you Tate's property?
I'm no one's property.
Suntem prieteni buni de 2 ani de zile, cam așa. Poți să mă treci pe mine ca și victimă, dacă eu n-am spus că sunt o victimă.
Interesting. According to the Romanian Criminal Code, what is trafficking? Art, I am assuming, stands for article. 209 to 217, Chapter 7. This was published in law number 287. Wait. Government of the Netherlands. Is this relevant to Romania, or is this like international law, or is this ICC law, international? Lawyer in chat said 2014 Romanian seal. Oh, Romania. Okay. Destiny, there's no evidence the girl in the second video said it was consensual. Well, that's not true. I have evidence from in an article from the Guardian, in an article from the Guardian. They said that a second video emerged shortly afterwards in which he's shown telling a woman to count the bruises he apparently caused to her. Both Tate and the women denied any abuse occurred and said the clips showed consensual sex. But they don't identify either woman or name or release a statement of them at all. So I wonder if they did any like investigation on this, or I wonder if they just assumed because of information floating around the internet. I'm really curious because there's no more information here, and I can't find any information about that second girl online. But who is she? Special part, Chapter 7, Trafficking in and Exploitation of Vulnerable Persons. It seems that both are Slovakian. Yeah, but we didn't... I need more than a Reddit comment, right? We're doing research now, so we need more than Reddit comments. We need... This is just a Reddit title. I need more information behind this. Slavery. Pressing of keeping an individual in a state of slavery, as well as the trafficking in slaves, shall be punishable by no less than 3 and no more than 10 years of imprisonment and a ban on the exercise of certain rights. Trafficking in human beings. 1. Recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons for exploitation purposes. So this is for human trafficking. What is sex trafficking insofar as Romanian law or international law is concerned? Microsoft Word. Okay. According to the 2014 Romanian Criminal Code. Pressing of keeping an individual status. Okay. Recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons for exploitation purposes by means of coercion, abduction, deception, or abuse of authority. So, what would be the avenues that we would take to argue in favor of trafficking? So, Article 210, Section 1, subsection, whatever the fuck. A is we would probably focus on the deception part. By taking advantage of the inability of a person to defend themselves or to express their will, or of their blatant state of vulnerability. So an example would be of this would be lying about marriage potential / monogamous relationship. Is it possible the woman who called this consensual took part in the process? They have all the motivation to speak on his behalf or go down with them, kind of like the Smallville chick was found culpable. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially if she still works with him and she's doing that. Yeah, shit. Yeah, of course. But okay. Let's see. By taking advantage of the inability of a person to defend themselves or to express their will or blatant state of vulnerability. An example would be incredibly young, new country, financially destitute. It probably matches that. By offering, giving, and receiving payments or other benefits in exchange for the consent of an individual having authority over such person. Very punishable, blah, blah, okay. Trafficking in human beings committed by a public servant in the exercise of their professional duties and prerogatives shall be punished by no less than 5 and no more than 12 years. The consent expressed by an individual who is a victim of trafficking does not represent an acceptable defense. Ooh, that's a pretty important one. It doesn't matter. That's obvious, but it's still good to have that. Oh, you saying C. By offering, giving, and receiving payments or other benefits in exchange for the consent of an individual having authority. Oh, by C. Oh, no, never mind. You're right, actually. By offering, giving, or receiving payments or other benefits in exchange for the consent of an individual having authority over such persons. This is talking about giving payments to somebody else, I think. Okay, so C doesn't apply here. Unless you're buying it for somebody else. Buying the traffic person. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Trafficking in underage persons. Oh, this is actually good. Somebody brought this up. Article 182. Exploitation of a person. Exploitation of a person means forcing a person to carry out work or a task, enslavement or other similar procedures to deprive it freedom of or place in bondage, forcing persons into prostitution, pornography in view of obtaining and distributing pornographic material, or any other types of sexual exploitation, forcing into mendicancy, or illegal collection of body organs, tissues, or others. So what does this mean? The practice of begging. Oh, force someone to go be a beggar, I guess? It's a copy of from the Netherlands. I don't know why, but this is the Romanian Criminal Code as of 2014. Okay, so Article 182, subsection C is forcing persons into prostitution, pornography, or in view of obtaining and distributing material, pornographic material. Okay, so this would be the exploitation we're talking about for Article 210. Trafficking in underage persons, received of juvenile for the person of exploitation will be punished by no less than 3 and no more than 10 years. Juvenile who is not turned 14, who's between 14 and 16. Between 14 and 18. He said he moved her to England though first. So if I'm guessing that this probably wouldn't necessarily apply to them, but okay. 210. Underage persons pressed into forced. Okay, so to meet trafficking, we just need to recruit, transport, transfer, harbor, or receipt of persons for exploitation purposes by taking advantage of an inability. Okay, by means of deception and by taking advantage of an inability of a person to find themselves to express it. Okay. So exploitation can mean forcing a person into prostitution or pornography by taking advantage of somebody who either has a state of vulnerability or through means of deception, right? Okay, so these are the things that we'd have to meet, I guess, to argue for sex trafficking. Who has been convicted in the past? This would be an interesting question to ask. Is major Romanian sex trafficking cases. I wonder if we can find any information on this.
In the entire nation for human trafficking. It is a title no one wants, but unfortunately it is a reality so many live.
Now, last month we brought you the Selling Girl series where we looked into the epidemic of child trafficking. Tonight, we hear from someone on the other side. A former pimp explains how quickly a conversation can change your life.
Man, I need to clean this place up.
In the heart of these South Seattle streets
Like my brother to this day called me money.
is a man who will tell you
Money.
he used to run them.
Oh, you a pimp, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I know how to deal with ladies, yeah.
It gave you power.
I already have power, but yeah, it gave you some kind of, it gave you satisfaction, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I can have a woman do whatever I want when I want.
Galen Harper will also tell you he left those 10+ years of pimping behind.
I think about all the things that I know about that are trapping these kids. The drugs, the way people are living. See, because I can help stop a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of things. I know.
He knows how pimps are working women, even right outside his doorstep.
You want to. But I know how to roll with pimps. I know how to roll, you know what I'm saying? I know how to roll with the players, the hustlers, the dope dealers. That's what I do, you know what I'm saying? But I don't engage in it.
And he knows from experience how some Seattle pimps keep complete control.
I had this one hoe, she used to always, I had to damn near choke the shit out of her just to get her to want to go out. But she wanted to go out, but she liked it that, you know what I'm saying?
That's how 39-year-old Harper disciplined the roughly 20 women he says he rented out for sex up until the early 2000s. It's how he made sure they would continue to give him all their cash.
Hey, go get my money, we talking about? Pow, shut up.
That's not how the women's story started, though.
How would I break a woman? I'll get you to trust me. When I get you to trust me, then I come on in.
Long before Harper would put his hands on a woman.
Where you get your hair done at?
He would charm her.
You look sexy with them glasses on. Like,
with his words.
And I'm gonna work to sell you a story, to sell you a dream, to make you feel that that's the guy I want.
Some pimps go to great lengths to manipulate their victims.
Hoping to pimp a girl.
Undercover Police Sergeant Jason Diaz says they work hard to hide it.
Incredibly charming. I mean, they seem like every other person. They've got a strong charisma about them. They have a gift of gab about them. And they honestly believe that they can manipulate you as well.
Harper didn't waste his time trying to manipulate confident women.
So I look, how she's walking.
He looked for the vulnerable ones.
That's how you know one way.
The women who were missing something.
You all right?
Love, family, or something else he promised he could provide.
Now she can get relaxed and talk about her feelings. 'Cause that's all she wants. And if you give her a shoulder to lean on, she's gonna give you her heart.
That bond between a victim and her pimp makes this undercover detective's job much harder.
Because they don't see themselves as victims.
Detective Maurice Washington has worked hundreds of local and national trafficking cases.
This is actually one of the areas that...
He says many pimps recruit online, and they practice in populated places.
So just the mere thing of being, let's say, at a bus stop and striking up a conversation with someone and seeing how far along can you get. Can you get to the point that you get a phone number? Can you get to the point that you get a date?
Harper stayed in the game for the fancy life and the power.
The sex and the money. All I do is smoke weed and chill, sit back and crack some other bras and chill with my partners.
In 2004, the lifestyle wasn't worth the risk anymore.
It hit me dead center under my
Harper got shot. He says he found God that day.
I've been blessed to make it out with my life and all my limbs and my sanity with a second chance. A lot of people don't get a second chance. Only cars get brand new grills, not people.
But in this life,
hey, you got 50 cents?
Second chances don't always come with a fresh start.
I don't really remember the very last day that I was a pimp because, truth be told, pimping is always going to be in me.
Harper's talking about his swagger.
Hey, girl, how you doing? All right, hey.
The charm he used before to do wrong.
I have a gift of influence. I can fluctuate and sway.
The difference today, he's using his words to come out of the dark.
Let's just put it like this. I don't regret nothing. But if I didn't go through what I went through, I would never have understanding about how to help people.
To help others see the truth behind a pimp's words. And to help himself move on to do what's right.
You know, you go through what you go through to learn, not to be a better bad person.
There are so many women and there are so many children who are out there right now being trafficked who deserve that second chance. And so maybe you listen to his words and you hear what he has to say about how he was able to convince women.
And they can spot them.
And that way you take that knowledge.
Yeah.
And our haters are really big on this one. Me and you run an international kidnapping and human trafficking ring. This is a good one, because I love this. Because everyone who dislikes us and hates us instantly jumps to... They're sex traffickers! Yeah. That's why we're on a podcast and like completely free in our house. Is house arrest? I mean, what is this?
Yeah, that's why we're free to travel the world.
Can I talk a little bit about the origins of this story? So the origins of this story is because there were some photographs of the police who did in fact come to my house, and the police did in fact search my house. Now, the internet, like everything else, they get pictures of the police searching someone's house. The internet can just run away with whatever it wants to say. But the actual story, I wish it was something cooler. It's so lame that I'm going to tell you all right now. A girl had been at a party at my house, and her boyfriend, who was obviously a fan of Emergency Meeting Live, saw her Instagram stories, said, "Oh my God, you're at the Tate brothers' house in Romania." This was some American chick. And she went, no, I didn't want to come to this party. They made me come here and I'm not allowed to leave. She said that to her boyfriend. That's some bullshit excuse. So her boyfriend is obviously one of these...
Wait, I'm sorry, hold on.
I'm going to tell you all right now. A girl had been at a party at my house, and her boyfriend, who was obviously a fan of Emergency Meeting Live, saw her Instagram stories, said, "Oh my God, you're at the Tate brothers' house in Romania." This was some American chick. And she went, no, I didn't want to come to this party. They made me come here and I'm not allowed to leave. She said that to her boyfriend. That's some bullshit excuse. So her boyfriend is obviously one of these believe all females. Oh my God, my girl calls...
One second, she wasn't even hot.
She wasn't even hot. Ugly. He calls the police and says, "My girlfriend's being held against her will by the Tate brothers." The police call the American embassy, and the next day, the police come to our house. Fully loaded, the American embassy send the cops to our house. Now, they take us to the police station, so all the pictures of me and Andy being taken away by the police, those are real photos. And what happens is they search our house. They find no drugs. They find no women. They find no people. They find nobody. It's a big, luxurious, amazing, badass house, but there's nothing illegal in the house. So we're sitting there at the police station. The prosecutor says, yes, we searched her house. I'm like, all right, good. What'd you find? Well, nothing. But the report said that you were holding people hostage. I said, bro, there was no one at my house. He goes, yes, I know. Well, we checked the CCTV. I said, what did you find? The girl who made the complaints was outside the gates taking pizza delivery and coming back inside. So I'm sitting there laughing. The police are laughing. The prosecutor's laughing. And then I went home. But the internet being the internet, now we run an international human trafficking and kidnapping ring. But we didn't go to jail for even 1 second. I don't understand how that could be true. If we were caught doing the things we were accused of, where the
once again, it's low IQ.
Yeah, low IQ.
So like people like Ethan, they know that they can't attack us. They can't attack how we look. They can't attack our success. They can't attack our mindset. They can't attack anything. So what they do is they grasp onto anything they can.
Yeah.
They know it's not true, but it gives them something to talk about. If you take that away, what they're going to do? So if you take away his lie about sex trafficking, all you can do is sit there and go, hey, that Tate guy, bro, he's so much richer, taller, stronger, interesting, and funny than me. What a loser.
Yeah,
I think that's all he's got.
Yeah.
The dude ain't got shit.
And here's the thing, me explaining this, and if you're watching this, cut that story up and share it all over the internet as much as you like. It will never go away. That accusation will be here forever. And no matter what is said about me in the future, I could save the planet from a global catastrophe, and there'll be people out there, well, he's a human trafficker. It will never go away, because that's the nature of the internet. But you know what? Fine. Say I'm a human trafficker.
We could save the world from an asteroid.
And they would still say, well,
Ethan will sit there in between his 8th and 9th taco.
I think they run a sex ring.
You know what's actually funny about since that thing?
I do run a sex ring. It's called my harem of girlfriends.
You know
They're all willing participants.
Exactly. What's funny is this. One, that there's dudes out there so soy. Imagine that. You catch your girl on Instagram at our house.
Yeah.
She says,
oh, they made me
come to this big party.
And she's dancing in the video. She's dancing. The police have the video. She's dancing around, twerking.
And you sit there and go,
oh my God, she's kidnapped.
Are you okay, baby?
I'm gonna save you. bro.
Ooh, imagine believing that story. What the f*** is wrong with these dudes? We called the embassy. He called the embassy.
So if I have a girlfriend from Romania, okay, I look at her Instagram story. She's at some G like Dan Bilzerian's house at one of his parties dancing around. I say to her, what are you doing at Dan Bilzerian's party? And she says, I was forced to come here. I then what? Call the cops? Say that Dan Bilzerian kidnapped my girlfriend? Who believes these women? Who believes these women?
He's probably with her now. He's probably still with her now.
Okay, babe, I believe you.
Are you okay? Are you traumatized? It's okay that we don't sleep together anymore. I know you're traumatized from your experience. Have a good night out in the club with your friends.
Bro, who believes this?
Bro,
listen, if you're watching, man who called the police, I know your name. I'm not going to say your name. I've read all the files. I've got the reports. If you're watching, I know your name. Just hit me up on Instagram. I'll tell you what she was doing in my house.
If you want the truth, we'll give you the truth.
The cops know what she was doing in my house. You can't handle the truth. So yeah. So, okay, rumor number 1, we are the same person. True. Number 2, you are an actor playing a character. True. Number 3, we run an international kidnapping and human trafficking ring. Okay, true. You caught us.
They caught us. Girls come by. Girls
Yeah.
come to our house voluntarily. Let's just take a quick break to just in case anyone watching this didn't know who I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the dude who is literally the worst human in the world.
Tate bragged about having sex with a 16-year-old girl and grooming her into the sex industry. Tate told 2 separate sources he stole the passwords of the woman they lured to Romania. According to the witness, the former Big Brother contestant's brother, Tristan, also introduced him to a very young girl who claimed to be in a relationship with, I guess how old she is. She's 16, bro. Stealing a girl's passports. This is just gonna be anonymous witness though. The witness, who wishes to remain anonymous for their own safety, is a former associate of the pair and spent several months in Bucharest with them in 2020. Yeah, it's the problem is it's the son. To corroborate this, Tristan Tate sent an interview. One of my main chicks has 200,000 Instagram followers, and I took her virginity when she was 17. That's legal, by the way, here.
One of my main chicks has 200,000 Instagram followers, and I took her virginity when she was 17. That's legal, by the way, here. I don't know if it's 18 years. Crazy country.
Fucking weird. Why? I wish she would link the full interviews. What is this interview? Does anybody know what interview this is? Tristan Tate brags 17-year-old virginity. On male-female friendship.
Spare time because you know, has the same watch as me, or it is actually me. That is the joke. Everyone gets it. But yeah, it's not that I don't have any involvement with the adult entertainment industry. I don't run porn actresses. I don't have any kind of agency like that. The thing is, if they're hot and they live in Romania,
Rich
they're gonna.
Cooper, Tristan Tate.
All right, guys, what's up? Joined today with a very special guest for the 50th installment of the Playing to Win series. Tristan Tate will be pulled in a moment. He's a pretty solid dude, and I've had a few conversations with his brother, and I did a podcast on his. I gotta mute this over here. I got some background noise on his God mode, which he'll talk about. He's launching that pretty soon. But yeah, let's just hop straight in.
The pick of the crop. You can have the world's most attractive women. I mean, one of my main chicks has 200,000 Instagram followers, and I took her virginity when she was 17. That's legal, by the way, here. I don't know if it's 18 in your crazy country. But you know, the level of women I have is insane. So why would I tolerate one red flag? I can't speak for Andrew. But if I'm looking for something serious and I'm weeding out the non-hackers, very much like a military recruitment, you know, the drill sergeant is, why would I tolerate one red flag? Oh, no, she's liking dudes' pictures on Instagram. Okay, cool.
So you have zero tolerance, no red flags whatsoever.
Depending on what I'm looking for.
Absolute loyalty.
Yeah, if there's a cam girl of mine who's making me money, who I bang sometimes,
yeah,
and she's messaging dudes on Instagram, I'll say, look, stop messaging dudes on Instagram or you're fired, because I don't like that shit. Because if they fall in love with some guy, they'll quit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I'm not gonna get rid of her for that. You know, she's a business asset.
Jesus, that's so. These statements are just wild.
He's an employee. Then me money, who I bang sometimes. I'm looking for
absolute loyalty.
If there's a cam girl of mine who's making me money, who I.
If there's a cam girl of mine who's making me money that I bang sometimes.
Yeah.
And she's messaging dudes on Instagram, I'll say, look, stop messaging dudes on Instagram or you're fired, because I don't like that shit. Because if they fall in love with some guy, they'll quit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I'm not gonna get rid of.
Absolute loyalty.
If there's a cam girl of mine who's making me money, who I bang sometimes.
Yeah.
And she's messaging dudes on Instagram, I'll say, look, stop messaging fucking dudes on Instagram or you're fired. Because I don't like that shit. Because if they fall in love with some guy, they'll quit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I'm not gonna get rid of her for that. You know, she's a business asset. She's an employee who's upset me and broken protocol. But there was a girl and she was like, yeah, Tristan, I want to have your kids. And I was like, yeah, cool, I'll try and get you. And I was serious about her. Yeah, liking another dude's pictures. I mean, why would you tolerate that at all? You'd only tolerate that.
You guys do, man. Like,
they have no choice.
Yeah, I mean, like, you probably see them from time to time, but I get these notifications from people or for Reddit, and it's like some losers out there, you know, complaining that his girlfriend's got just a friend that's going to come into town and he doesn't feel good about it. Like, you've seen those, right? Like, guys will tolerate a lot of stuff.
Exactly, but if you really do roll at the top level and you want the best of the best, why tolerate any of it? So I understand.
No liking other dudes' pictures late.
It's so weird to say, like, roll at the top level, get the best of the best. I fucked a 17-year-old and took her virginity. Like, like, no offense, bro, but that's like kind of fucking pathetic. In my opinion. I mean, like, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't obviously because it's illegal, but I imagine I could probably pick up high school chicks pretty fucking easy. I've got a decent amount of money, YouTube clout. I'm not hideous. Like, I could probably fuck a lot of 17-year-olds. Went to a high school to find them. I can't imagine bragging about that. That's insane.
If you're with Tristan, he doesn't take that
absolutely.
shit.
Absolutely.
Why
would you do that?
Exactly. Hey, listen, man, I'm in total agreement with you. Where's my next question? Okay, let's talk about kids and family law and insuring against what I'm going to call family law theft. Because do you have children right now?
Yes, I do. Everyone knows I have children because I openly say I have children.
Okay,
How many? What are their names? I don't say any of that. But
You're not married though.
No.
You know, you obviously take care of your kids and like the
Absolutely.
mother of your kids, right? So
Absolutely.
how do you buffer from family law theft? Because women can behave quite badly if they decide that they're not happy in the relationship. Sometimes they'll steal your kid, they'll run off with them. There's any number of things that they can do. They can rob you through the family law system, depending on what it's like in your country. So, I mean, you've obviously thought about that because you're both clever lads. So how do you insure against that with the way that you've structured your life?
Well, the first step has to be vetting the woman that you have kids with.
That's very important.
That has to be step number one.
Absolutely.
And if a woman hasn't given me
How long
literally
do you vet
years of
for, by
loyalty-
the way?
Oh, it has to be years of loyalty,
Got it.
years of loyal service to the cause before I give her a kid. She has to do everything I say, no red flags, no messaging other dudes, nothing. There can't be a red flag at that level, because you're gonna carry the next generation of my family, and my family wasn't a very financially successful one, but there are some accolades, and my family's well known for some achievements, and if you're going to breed the next generation of Tates, no, you can't be some.
Well, some of the guys watching don't know this, but your dad was a chess master. He was a world champion.
He was the greatest black chess master who ever lived.
Right.
So I mean, there were plenty of chess masters greater than him. He was very, very feared and very well respected as a chess master. Never had any money, but I like to think that me and my brother inherited half of his intelligence and used it to make money. I'm not that good at chess.
I like how this interviewer, like, he just said that you have to vet women for years and years and years, and it's very important to like figure out who's going to carry on the next States. But then he doesn't. How do you reconcile with the fact that you have like several kids with several different women that you like? I don't know. Both of these guys do. Like,
Not all. But I'm good. I'm a strong hobbyist player. But yeah, my point is, if you're going to breed the next generation of Tates, and the one thing above all else, because I don't know if I say that. Well, the one thing I look for is low body count. Low body count is very, very important. If a girl fucks 50 dudes and you upset her, what's 51? What's 52? She doesn't give a shit. It doesn't matter anymore. When a girl says, and you don't always find virgins. I have a few that I date, who of course, but you don't always find girls who are virgins. I'm saying you can only marry or have kids with virgins. If a girl's had 2 or 3 serious boyfriends and she's in her early 20s, that's not a bad thing. Low body count is very, very important. Years of loyalty, number 2. But vetting the women is probably the most important thing to avoid family law theft. And also just maintaining a hard line in the sand that you will not cross. And I say to my brother all the time, with any woman, a woman who works for us, a woman who has my kid, any woman, I do not negotiate with terrorists. And that's what women can turn into. When they fall out of love with you, when they want to leave you, they turn into terrorists. And I do not negotiate. I swear on my father's grave, and the Lord Jesus Christ be my witness, if one of my baby mamas tomorrow was just like, unless you do this or do this, I'm leaving with your kid and blah, 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 I swear to God, I'd be like, you know what? Fine. My kid can find me when they're 16 or when they're 18. They'll track me down and I'll tell them their mama's a dickhead. If you think I'm going to be paying brides, essentially, paying ransom, bending over backwards, sacrificing my pride, my lifestyle, changing the way I live, or she's going to run away, no, I don't negotiate with terrorists. I have my life. And my
What about the legal system in Romania if she wants to try to milk you for child support alimony, or
You know
whatever
what?
they call it over there?
You know what? I don't believe that the legal system is scary anywhere. And people will be like, oh, if you're an American and this and that, and blah, blah. I swear to God, it's a matter of honor. Okay, if I lived in America, me and my brother both live in America, we have exactly the same setup. I get some girl pregnant. I sense a bunch of red flags. I'll give my brother everything I own. I'll give him everything. Send every Bitcoin over, every pound. I'll keep $10 in my bank account. Give him every car on his birthday. Say it was a birthday gift. Oh, well, they're after you and you have to pay child support. No, I don't. I'm poor. Leave me alone. Oh, what's the minimum I have to pay? The state mandated amount. Okay, maybe my brother will lend me the money so I stay out of jail.
It's not as easy as
I know it's not.
that.
I know it's
It's
not.
really not as easy as that.
I know it's not.
Yeah,
I'm
I get
more
what you're
scorched earth. Like, these
Yeah.
people are like, well, and I see it on webcam.
Yeah,
all
basically
day
burn
long.
it down to the ground and get half of it.
Yeah, dudes are on webcam crying their eyes out to my models, paying $5 a minute, going, well, I'd like to meet a nicer girl like you. Not that they could ever could, but I can't leave my wife because she'll take half of everything.
I suppose there's a level of a buffer
jail.
or insurance if you've got 5 baby mamas with 5 kids, because if one of them goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, you can handle that, but you still got the other 4 sort of things. So you're sort of not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, almost literally speaking. That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will not negotiate with terrorists. I'd rather go to jail, and I really do mean take me to jail.
Let's talk about style, because you got a little bit of swagger going on. How important is style? Did you always dress that way?
No. I've always had trouble finding stylish clothes that fit me, so I started wearing tailored clothes about 3-4 years ago. Tailored suits.
Comes with money, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's expensive, and I'm a very big guy.
It's not that expensive though. I just had a bunch.
I own 10% of RXF, which is the Romanian UFC. And I'm sitting here and I do the commentary. And one of the main sponsors is this casino brand. And this casino brand is owned by 3 brothers. And they have 400 locations from Estonia all the way down to east of Europe. I overheard them say something like they turn over like 18 million a day or something ridiculous money, these 3 brothers. And I went to them and I said, they're sponsoring shows. Look, guys, I want to open casinos. I want to get involved in this money maker. And they kind of looked at me, typical Eastern European mafia. Imagine a fat, bald cigar. And they're like, why do we need you? If I want to open a location, I send a picture in a WhatsApp group of the building. 2 weeks later, there's a location. Why do I need you? It's like, okay, valid point. Well, I'm going to find a reason for you to need it. A few years go past. We're kind of talking back and forth. And then I came up with this plan. I went to them one day and I said, look, how about this? I'll pay to open locations. So it costs you no money to be involved. I'll give you a percentage of turnover, not profits. Even if it makes no money, you're making money because it's pure turnover. And I'll open up directly next door to your number 1 competitor. So I'm going to go to war for you with my money. So I opened up next door to the competitor and then I have to try and make money, right? And 2 doors down, there's a Starbucks. Line up for Starbucks going out the door. So okay, so I put a huge sign up, a massive sign up saying free coffee. And I had a really cute little waitress and I bought a very expensive coffee machine. And what happened is the dudes would go out to get free coffee in there and then they gamble their fiber. And the girl was always pretty. She was instructed to flirt with them and I started to make a lot of money. My friend, I was top of the world. And I ordered a Bugatti Chiron, paid for one of them. That's all about million. Yeah, that's 4.2. What? 4.2 million? Yeah.
All indications point to the U.S. government pushing Romanian authorities to arrest and detain Andrew Tate. Just imagine that the U.S. government considers Andrew Tate such a major threat to national security. Why? Because what makes Tate akin to a terrorist suspect who needs to be neutralized via an international coordinated effort? I've mentioned before that the reason he talks very only about the COVID hoax and other government. Oh, this is the guy I'm debating tomorrow. Jesus. But distinguish him from the average red pill YouTuber, either way, it is insane how fragile and thin-skinned the liberal regime has become. They literally put parents who protest drag queen story hour on the FBI watch list as terrorist suspects. Are these the last gasps of a dying system, or are brutal crackdowns just beginning? Clear indication of U.S. government involvement in Tate's arrest. Here's a conspiracy theory based exclusively on public U.S. government records. In 2020, the State Department criticized Romania for failing to address human trafficking and placed it on a watch list. In doing so, the U.S. hoped to stimulate action. That's your evidence? This is, and here's our Michael Tracy friend. Actually, we can watch this one.
E greu să fii fată, zic eu, pentru că toți pun ochii pe tine și băieții mai ales de la noi din oraș.
Jesus Christ.
E greu să fii fată, zic eu, pentru că toți pun ochii pe tine și băieții mai ales de la noi din oraș se uită la noi și ne văd parcă am fi o bancă cu bani. Adică se uită așa și te măsoară și zice, îmi va aduce bani. Eu, când am cunoscut pe acest băiat, se vedea ca și cum ar fi căzut din cer. Am crezut că el nu o să fie ca alții. Am făcut acest copil, se numește Ana Maria. M-am mutat la mama lui acasă, m-am mutat la mama lui și...
How old is this girl? She looks like she's like fucking 13. Am I crazy?
El a spus, după o săptămână, haide, nu mergem la muncă. I-am spus ce muncă? A spus la Constanta, nu știu ce, la un salon de masaj. A spus că un masaj de relaxare. Și acolo nu se făcea doar masajul, acolo întrețineai relații sexuale cu diferite persoane.
17, 16, 12, 13 to 15. No older than 18, my guess is 17. Interesting. Because he's going to bring up that U.S. thing and say that the U.S. is pushing for sex traffic investigations in Romania just to like go after people like Andrew Tate, which seems kind of silly. This is sad, but I don't think that's what the Tate guy is doing. I think this is exactly what the Tate guys are doing. When you brag about getting 15... I'm sorry. When you brag about... this is just a red flag that I have, and it's almost an automatic trip for me. Maybe it's not for you guys. Anybody that brags about fucking Eastern European women, in my mind, is automatically like a fucking sex tourist, like rapist. That's where my mind automatically goes. There's a ton of people to fuck in your own country, especially if you're successful. The only reason you go to Eastern Europe is because you're looking for really young people that have no other recourse. You know it's easy to fuck them. It is the biggest fucking red flag in my head I've ever heard in my entire life. When people talk about going to Eastern Europe to fuck women, it's because they're pathetic fucks every single time. That's just in my head. That's just my That's just where it goes. I'm sure there might be some exceptions to that, but especially like when you've got this Tristan guy bragging about fucking a 17-year-old version, when you've got fucking Andrew bragging about like that one girl that he talked about, right? So you're saying that like this is way different. That Maya girl that we just watched, she left when she was 15, right? But Andrew Tate in this video is bragging about, or no, she left when she was 18. Andrew Tate here, though, was bragging about getting a girl when she's 15 to work for him, right?
Girls who say, oh, I know you're with Vivian. I know you've been with her a long time. I don't mind. I'll stay out tonight. You two stay alone. All that shit. But it never lasts long. Because the ones who are really in love with you won't do that. You actually have to downplay your relationship with the girl of 6 years, which is difficult. And now
the girl of 6 years.
You get away with that because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we felt whatever, we're in love. But when a new girl comes, she'll go, oh yeah, I started off working for him and it's just how it worked out. She'll super downplay us. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger, Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21.
Vivian's like 21. So he found this girl when she was 15, she's in love with him, wants to have kids, etc., and she works as his bottom bitch. He's her pimp, right? That's what's happening. And she comes from fucking Slovakia. He's her pimp, right? This is sex trafficking. It's like, I don't know if he'll get convicted for it. I don't know how much evidence they'll find for it. But that's what this is. That's what we're talking about, right? Is it at all possible in your mind that Andrew Tate is innocent and was just lying to drum up hype? Like, there's a world where that's possible, but that's like the Doctor Strange guy, like looking into the million possible futures and only in one of them is Andrew Tate not, yeah. Okay. Let's just run down this thread. This girl hates Andrew Tate, so you have to take everything with a grain of salt. You have to verify everything else, I guess. But when she's linking direct videos of them talking, it helps. But it's good to like go through and look at the source of what's being spoken about. Eyewitness places Tate with a 16-year-old girl who he said he had a sexual relationship with in November 2020. Interestingly, on the 24th of November 2020, Tristan tweeted about having sex with 15-year-olds from his suspended Twitter account, verified as belonging to Tristan. Remember, guys, 30 is the first year you can legally fuck women half your age. Don't feel old. Life gets better with age. In the above tweet, written on the 25th of November 2020, Tristan Tate claimed the age of consent in Romania is 15. However, it was raised to 16th on the 9th of November 2020. Regardless, it was always legal to groom minors to the sex industry or lure them for sexual purposes. Jesus, this fucking picture. To corroborate these accounts, the daughter of a Romanian politician, Daria Gusa, said Andrew Tate tried to groom her when she was 16 years old. He also messaged and asked to meet her high school friends, some of whom were only 15 years old at the time. What is going to be considered real evidence? It's probably going to be subpoenaed text message communications between Tate and his associates, and it's going to be like tax records and stuff. This would be, in my opinion, this would be a big thing in showing the sex trafficking thing is how much money were the women making? I hope I can come across some type of information of that. Because if like some of these women were going and working for this guy and they were making like 20 or 30 or 40,000 USD per year, then it's like, okay, damn. Sure. Maybe, right? Maybe they were going with him to get rich and work on the camping and shit. But if these women were earning like, maybe like, I don't know, like what, like 40 or 50 USD a month working in Romania, I think the average wage in Romania is like 200 or 300 USD a month. Median wage Romania, let me check. 3,400 Romanian to USD. It's okay, no, it's significantly higher. Damn, Ukraine is like half of this, I think. 750 USD is the average net monthly salary in Romania. So if the girls are earning like significantly less than this or something doing camming, then there's some kind of exploitation going on.
Nobody can save you but me. Because I am the most perspicacious, compendious, top G, top striker. I've seen all of this coming. I've prepared for all of it. Nothing can happen on the planet that doesn't make me richer.
Daria Gusa. So this is a person who's on the record about it. I wonder if any of these text messages were leaked. Jesus. Romanian teens explain how I approach them on social media. Daria? I don't know what this is. Daria Gusa was 16 and still at school when she said she received a private message on Instagram from Andrew Tate, a high-profile influencer almost 20 years older than her. It just read Romanian girl, and he put some flirty emoji there. He told me I was confused because I only had 200 followers and it was a private account. She's one of the two teenagers who subscribed to the BBC. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan approached them online, apparently using a standard formula. It was obvious we were high school girls. Daria said we had our high school and our bio and everything. Oh, Daria? Can you at least explain your strategy? These Tate cock gobblers aren't going to engage in good faith. There are people listening that will. I just want to have the fucking facts straight. Instead of just screaming trafficker, trafficker, trafficker. It's nice to have, like, it's just nice to know. I don't know why you think because some people won't engage in good faith, you don't need to get the facts. It doesn't make any sense to me. In high school, on everything. I think he was trying to find girls who were innocent and naive. She showed us a screenshot of the message, but she never replied to, but she said some of her friends did. Oh, Romanian girl Strawberry. That's so fucking creepy. Show the BBC message. Okay, Daria, who's now at university in the UK, is the daughter of a prominent Romanian politician. He must not have known that. She was able to speak out publicly when others have refused to go on the record. The Tate brothers are currently in 30-day custody in Romania. That looks so bad. This would be probably... I think this would be enough to get me canceled. If it came out that was like there was a 16-year-old girl in like Ukraine and I DM'd her like Ukrainian girl and then put like a fruit, do you feel like that leak alone would be like enough to like fuck over some like influencers? If you're sending it to like 16, 15-year-old girls? Oof. Jesus. Tate brothers are currently in 30-day custody in Romania while police investigate allegations. Depends on the fruit. My experience, what raises intrigue and inspires them to respond is I ask where they are, he says in the recording. Sometimes for intrigue, I'll put a completely pointless emoji on the end, some cherries. It says sharing. Oh. Oh, oh shit. This is actually a really big deal. Hold on. If I can find a video of him talking about a strategy for luring or seducing women online, and then I can compare it, or I can pair that with a real life example of him actually doing it, it makes all of the other things he said in videos seem a lot more credible. I wonder if I can find this video. Sometimes I'll put a completely pointless emoji on the N Andrew Tate. Damn, I wonder if I could find this video. Tate on cherry emojis.
Why do I never see you? Where are you hiding? And the reason I say that in a very particular way is because it's extremely easy for them, 99% of them say, I'm not hiding. That's what nearly every one of them says. I'm not hiding. All of them. What did this bitch say? Let me check. I'm not hiding. Oh, no, she actually, this bitch said she was hiding, so there we go. I'm hiding in work right now. Don't have much free time. Also notice I put cherries on there when I said, why, where are you hiding? Why did I put cherries? Who the fuck knows? Your guess is as good as mine, friend. It just makes my messages different, because no one gets messages with cherries. If you motherfuckers start putting cherries in your messages, I'm gonna come over and beat the fuck out of you. It's my thing. Choose a different fruit. Anyway, they don't get messages with cherries. So it's like, fuck cherries. When girls say to me, why do you put cherries on the messages? I always say, who doesn't like cherries? And they're like, LOL, true. So that's how you get out the cherry thing. So if you choose strawberries and the bitch gets fresh out of the strawberries, you can say, well, who doesn't like strawberries? Fucking what the fuck? Strawberries are good. Calm yourself down. So that's what that is. I'm hiding in work right now, don't have much time. I said, what work do you do? Break hearts. Look how fucking smooth I am. Look how smooth I am. So what I'm doing there, I need to shut my phone, is giving her a compliment. Because there ain't no ugly bitches out there who are breaking hearts. Only hot girls break hearts. So what I'm basically saying is you're hot. But I'm saying it in a smooth operator kind of way because I'm a fucking G.
Interesting. Emoji Riz. Every guy that I used to know from high school are calling me a liar for saying I only received a message from Andrew Tate, she told me, but they don't find anything strange about all the other allegations. I wonder if for all these red pill guys like Fresh and Fit, have they normalized the girls are all getting flown to Dubai because Andrew Tate DMs random 16-year-olds to fly them out to Romania to do camming? I wonder. She says, many men of her age idolize Andrew Tate, who is 36. It's a big problem, she told me, because we can't wake up in 20 years with 2 million Andrew Tates. And publicity for his online course of manipulating and exploiting women. Andrew Tate said, I've been running a webcam studio for over a decade. Over 50% of our employees are actually my girlfriends at the time. And of all my girlfriends, none were in the adult entertainment industry before they met. He describes his job as to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sit with her, get her to fall in love with me, where she'll say, I'll do anything, and then get her on webcam so we can become rich together. He's previously said he would never date a woman over 25. Gabriella was 17 when she was contacted on social media by Andrew Tate's brother Tristan, though she later pretended she was 19. She's asked that we call her Gabriella to disguise her identity. She showed me his initial message, which read, you're beautiful. I know he's using the same approach with other girls, she said. He always starts a conversation with the exact same line, you're beautiful. Gabriella said a friend of hers received exactly the same opening message from Tristan Tate. In his video online, Andrew Tate says the phrase, "You're beautiful," isn't bad as an opening. It goes on to outline what he described as a perfect example of a conversation. After establishing where the woman is, Mr. Tate advised the man to ask, "Why do I never see you? Where are you hiding?" And he they're not hiding. That's exactly what appears to have happened in his exchange with Gabriella. Screenshots of what is purported to be her conversation with Tristan Tate show his next messages exactly as Andrew Tate describes. "Feel I've seen you around town before somewhere. Is that possible? Where have you been hiding?" "It is likely." Gabriella replies, "I didn't hide." Gabriella says he invited her out in his car and to a party, though she declined. Screenshots of their exchange indicated that the conversation ended abruptly after she posted a video about him on social media. "Important people will never want to write you if they see you do stuff like this. Just a friendly warning," one of his last messages says. There's nothing illegal in the Tate brothers contacting girls of 16 or 17 online or inviting them out, but the testimony of these young women, along with Andrew Tate's comments online, suggests a pre-planned method for initiating contact. The BBC has seen the screenshots that appear to support the claims made by these women. The messages appear to be sent from handles whose usernames matches those used by Andrew and Tristan Tate before they were banned from the application. However, the BBC has been unable to independently verify their authenticity or establish whether the messages were sent by Andrew and Tristan Tate themselves or someone working on their behalf. The BBC has put these allegations to Tate brothers through their lawyer and asked for their response. Social media updates will continue to appear on Andrew Tate's accounts even while he's in custody. On Thursday, he wrote that 5 people have been authorized to visit him in detention, including a 22-year-old American influencer called Aiden Ross. No charges have yet been brought against the Tate brothers. Their 30-day detention period, when they were arrested late in December, was late on Friday, extended to the end of February. Jeez, interesting. This is super interesting. After high school girls. What does my stay with a 7-10 an hour? Tristan Tate has publicly discussed tricking young girls into a sexual relationship with him.
A year.
When you run Game Like Me, Andrew Tate YouTube video. I wonder if I can find this video. This is probably like a Hustlers University video, huh? This is just a read-thread of the BBC story, I think. That was Tristan, not... Wait. Oh, that is Tristan Tate. I wish I could see that. I always want to see the full videos that these come from.
When you run Game Like Me and meet the women who I meet and roll in the circles I meet, you meet beautiful virgins sometimes. Me, I'll do 2 or 3 virgins a year. Now, how do you date a virgin when you're an ice cold player? There is a tactic which I'm going to share with you on how to date a virgin and how to take a girl's virginity. Now, the recipe hasn't changed, but the tactics and the implementation has certainly changed. Be their boyfriend for 3 months and be in a nice relationship with them. That is the recipe. I'm sorry, guys. You want to run into a virgin and fuck her the next day? Don't ask me how. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. I don't even think it's possible. You have to be their boyfriend for an extended period of time. You then have to take her virginity on the 2nd month anniversary or something along those lines. And I'm going to teach you how to do it while still being in a Playboy lifestyle scenario. What you do with your virgin is you turn everything into a date. I need to go have a business lunch with my brother or my friends. I make sure she's there. I Uber her in, I Uber her out. If I have to go for a drive, I make sure she's with me. I go to pick her up, do my drive, drop her off.
Do you think Tristan is purposefully mimicking Andrew's speech patterns? Bro, they're brothers.
Go back home. If I have to go to a club, she's part of my double booking scenario. She's always with me, at least 3 or 4 times a week. Irregardless of what I'm doing, I go to a lot of lunches and a lot of dinners. I eat at restaurants a lot. I take her to the restaurant. Nothing about my life has changed. I'm not going out of my way. I'm not making specific time for her. I'm not trying my best to take her on dates and show her a good time. What I'm doing is I'm adding her into my normal everyday life. Now, to me, I'm fucking my girls. I have my girlfriends, my relationships. I'm getting my sex. I'm having my drinks, hanging out with my friends. Nothing has changed in my life apart from there's some quiet girl next to me half the time when I'm out.
The funny thing too is what he's describing here, I'm trying to think, this is basically grooming. Is you're faking something or you're misrepresenting something in the hope that you can massage someone into fucking you at a point. A loose sense. It's kind of grooming. He's not really dating this girl. He's just pretending to, taking her along on daily trips or whatever, so that eventually he can fuck her. Like, it's kind of like this pretense, this false pretense to kind of like lure somebody into a different state of mind under a different like assumption of what's actually happening, and then use it for sex, basically.
And I would otherwise be alone. But to her, in her mindset, Tristan is my boyfriend. Okay. Welcome to God Mode. My name is Tristan Tate. Now, if you bought this course, you already know who I am, I assume. But who am I to be teaching anyone?
Is there a part 2 to this? Because I think that's where the virgin stuff. Part 2 out of 3.
Who cares? I now know the best place in town. I know where girls like her hang out. Another man even do it. I've never heard of another man doing it. I've never heard of another man attempting it. And that...
Wait, which part is this?
Who cares? I now know the best place in town. I know where girls like her hang out. So, Stockholm all worked out exceptionally well. I end up sleeping with this girl, Philippa. She's still messing.
Okay. Fuck it. Let's just go for it.
Welcome to God Mode. My name is Tristan Tate. Now, if you bought this course, you already know who I am, I assume. But who am I to be teaching anyone how to get and retain beautiful women? Well, let me tell you something. Everybody who has ever met me, who has ever visited me, certainly in the last 5 or 6 years, has commented on how many beautiful girls I have. So before we get to the course material, let me tell you my credentials. I used to run one of Europe's largest webcam studios. I had 75 women employed by me, working for me, and following every single order I gave them. But right now, I no longer have my webcam studio. I just have a few models who work for me, but I have a few girlfriends. This is one of them. This is the next.
Oh, it's on YouTube, so it's okay.
I no longer have my webcam studio. I just have a few models who work for me, but I have a few girlfriends. This is one of them. This is the next. You get the picture. Number 3, all of these women are loyal to me and exclusive to me. Number 4.
The terminology they use, I understand it more. I've only spent a few hours in this world, but now I'm understanding more. These women are loyal to me. They're my girlfriends. He's a pimp. These are the women that work for him. They might be his like bottom bitches, but that's what he means. All the phrases and the terminology and everything makes sense now. I don't know if the red pill guys are too stupid to understand what he's saying, because everything he's saying, everything Andrew Tate says makes so much more sense now in the way that everything he said is framed, because he's talking about things as a pimp. And the red pill guys have interpreted this in some really stupid way where they're like, men get one-sided open relationships. Like, that's how all of these red pill guys are interpreting everything. But that's not what's actually happening. What he's describing is his relationship with these women as their pimp. That's what he's describing. They're loyal. They don't go out and talk to other men, because then they maybe would fall in love and do other shit. And then all of a sudden he's like lost his ability to, fuck, wait, what's going on here? I'm understanding the terminology a lot more now. Why am I backed up? Let's see. Oh, this probably needs a bigger buffer. Fuck. I'm not gonna be able to get there in time. Well, this definitely needs a bigger buffer. You haven't explained what he's doing wrong. Oh, good one. So like but it's weird because now that I've listened more, I feel like it's pretty easy to understand what's going on, but they're speaking like it's not very easy to understand what's going on. When he says these are my 4 women that are loyal to me, did he use the term make money together? People look at this and they're like, oh my God, this guy's got 4 beautiful girlfriends, but he doesn't. These are his bottom bitches / like employees. That's what this is. Okay. When I land back, I need to build those tanks.
At my webcam studio, I just have a few models who work for me, but I have a few girlfriends. This is one of them. This is the next. You get the picture. Number 3, all of these women are loyal to me and exclusive to me. Number 4. 5, I have 6 girlfriends. 6. Now, I'm not talking about girls I sleep with sometimes. I'm not talking about girls who will come to see me when I'm drunk or when I'm bored. I'm talking 6 relationships. Women who love me, women who want families with me, women who are not going to leave me, women who are loyal to me. I'm not even going to waste your time by naming how many side chicks I have. Come and hang out with me for a week or so. I don't know if you're in the war room or not, if I know you personally or not, but if you hang out with me, you will see. My life is crazy. Now, how do I do it? My credentials are beyond doubt, but there's methodology to my madness. And that's why you bought this course. Let me
And now he's going to explain it. He's literally going to explain what's going on. Okay. What would be really, if you guys, I don't have time to do this, but if you guys could do this, what would be really interesting is like,
exclusive to me.
Find somebody like this. See if you can do like a, I don't know, okay, so go to Google. I wonder if we can image search the girl and find if we can find like a page where she does like camming or whatever. Google Images. I'm just curious if any of these women are like camming or if all of them are camming. I'd be really interested, yeah.
Number 4.
Destiny. Most women look the same. You're just going to get women that look like her. Why did I read that? Okay.
5. I have 6 girlfriends. 6. Now, I'm not talking about girls I sleep with sometimes. I'm not talking about girls who will come to see me when I'm drunk or when I'm bored. I'm talking 6 relationships. Women who love me, women who want families with me, women who are not going to leave me, women who are loyal to me. I'm not even going to waste your time by naming how many side chicks I have. Come and hang out with me for a week or so. I don't know if you're in the war room or not, if I know you personally or not, but if you hang out with me, you will see. My life is crazy. Now, how do I do it? My credentials are beyond doubt, but there's methodology to my madness, and that's why you bought this course. Let me explain something to you. There's no trick, there's no life hack, there's no being in a position where all the women you meet or come into contact with want to have sex with you. That doesn't exist for any man on the planet besides Brad Pitt and a few others. If you want to be an elite level player, an elite level playboy like me, you have to work at it. This is why I explain to everybody, why is Floyd Mayweather the best boxer in the world? Why is Roger Federer the best tennis player in the world? Because they train and work and perfect their skills, and that's why they are the best in their field. I am exactly the same. I'm not some guy who women just all want and they chase me and message me on Instagram and want to come over to my house. No, I make a conscious effort every single day. I wake up, I plan, I make my moves like I'm on a chessboard, and I keep not only my 6 relationships going, but I have plenty of time to meet new women. So that brings me to module 1 in this course. We're going to talk about meeting women and dating. Now, guys, what I'm not going to go into in this course is how to dress, how to behave generally. You know the answer to the question. How to dress? I don't know. What's your style? Are you a rugged guy with a lumberjack t-shirt and a big beard? Good, look that way. Are you a black guy with dreadlocks? Good, look that way. I can't tell you how to dress, how to style yourself, or how to act and behave. That's all individual to you. So you be yourself and play the game the best way that you can and you know how to. How to behave? Don't be a woman hater. Don't be sour. Don't be bitter. Don't be unpleasant. Don't be rude. These are very basic things, and I'm not even going to bother covering these. If you can't get a single girl to talk to you, this is probably the wrong course for you. I'm teaching you how to up your game from a guy with 1 or 2 girlfriends to 5 or 6 like me, and a harem of side chicks. A question I'm asked a lot is how do you meet women? So before we get into the digital side of things, we're going to talk about how to meet women in the real world. Now, the best way to meet women in the real world is not what a lot of people on the internet will tell you. Approaches. Now, the guys who do approaches number their approaches, they count their statistics. Oh, I had sex with 10% of them, I did 100 approaches today. Are you a nerd? Are you a geek? What kind of person are you? Where you have all day to walk around trying to talk to women on the off chance that one might have sex with you. Approaches, my way, is completely different, you see. I don't march around trying to get women to have sex with me by talking to them. I have built a lifestyle. I have built a life which puts me in contact with beautiful women. I'm around them. I'm in the best clubs. I'm in the best restaurants. I'm in the best bars. I'm in the best spots in the world. I'm flying all over the place. The highest level.
Oh, somebody found one of the girls. She does do OnlyFans. So that's one of them. 138,000 followers. Nice job.
Women in the world are not in your local mall, gentlemen. They're in some bar in Cannes or Monte Carlo, and if you're not there, you're not going to get them. So the key to approaches is to keep your number of approaches very, very low. Aim like a sniper, not a flamethrower. If you see a beautiful girl, you're in a high-end spot, you want to add her to your harem, you want to add her to your collection, even if you're in your local bar, she could be a beautiful barmaid. You make your one approach, you try to get her contact details, and you then work on that lead. Mass approaching every woman who you can talk to is the enemy of an elite playboy like myself because you need the hours of the day. You need your hours in the day to work, to do business, to do other things that are important that add to the lifestyle that attracts beautiful women. You can't afford to waste all your day walking around, walking up to girls, asking for their Facebooks, asking for their Instagrams, asking for their numbers. It's pathetic. You need to make your approaches when it's approaching time. You're out with your friends, you're at a nice restaurant, you see a group of girls, you're out at a nice bar, you see a girl by the bar, she catches your eye. Then you go over and you make your approach. I make no more than 2 or 3 approaches a week, if that, and I'm a very social guy. And I get more women than all the people you see on the internet, every single one of them. So meeting women in the real world is very possible and relatively easy. Be confident. I'm not going to teach you how to approach women because every guy has their own methodology. I'll usually walk up and I'll start with a compliment. I'll open with something as cheesy as you're really pretty or you're beautiful. Because if she says, oh, thank you, then she's interested. If she looks at you funny or says, I have a boyfriend, or says anything negative, and you say, okay, no problem, I just want to say you're beautiful, have a nice day, goodbye. And you leave them. Whereas any kind of positive response to the compliment, you have your foot in the door and you can make your close in. You can get the telephone details, the WhatsApp number, which you then later work on. So speaking of WhatsApp, we're going to go into the online dating game. Now let me tell you, the world has changed. The world has shifted from many years ago when all playboys made their approaches person to person. There was no
That Cobra Baby Girl on Twitter likes are full of the girl that Brandon J just linked. Oh, that's really interesting. So they're all kind of like in the same, like, I guess that kind of would make sense, huh? But okay, interesting.
no other way of doing it. The internet didn't exist, Instagram didn't exist, and the best dating app that exists right now is Instagram. Match.com, Tinder, this is where the ugly girls hang out. Girls who can't get a boyfriend, they might download Tinder. A hot girl might download Tinder and mess around with it for 5 minutes. But dating apps are nowhere near as powerful as Instagram. Everyone who's anyone, every attractive girl in the world is on Instagram. And every guy who's an elite level guy, every guy with some clout, some presence, some money, some talent, some skill, something to offer is on Instagram too. Instagram is the most powerful dating app in the world. Now, if you've ever had a girlfriend, what you should do next time you do is get access to her Instagram inbox. I have Instagram inbox passwords to all of my girlfriends, all 6 of them. So I can see the messages they get every single day. 20 or 30 people are messaging them. Hi, babe. Hi, you look good. Now, they don't read the messages. This is the problem. And this is why Instagram is important if you understand Instagram game, you understand how it works. You could be the most handsome guy in the world. You could be a Ferrari driver. You could be in super yachts and all your pictures and private jets. If you have a boring profile picture and 200 people following you, it's not that the girl likes you for the number of followers. It's you are not going to be seen. You're going to send a message to this beautiful girl. She's going to scroll down her messages. Oh, who's this? This guy has 20,000 followers. Let me read this guy's messages. She's going to skip right past you. The importance of building up a nice Instagram page when it comes to game is exceptionally important in today's world. Right now, I'm 40-something thousand followers. I have a verified tick. Now, I'm uglier, I'm sure, than lots of guys who are messaging these models and these girls who I do meet on Instagram. However, when I send a message, it can be something as mundane as hello or a love heart reaction to one of her stories. She's scrolling down her page. Guy more handsome than me, guy more handsome than me, billionaire, ugly guy, and then there's me. There's a little blue tick next to my name that says I have 40-something thousand followers. Oh, who's this guy? She'll then click on my page and look at my page. She doesn't look at anyone else. She'll look at my page and think, oh, this guy decided to send me a message. You know what? I'm going to message back. Or I won't message back. But my messages are getting opened. And that is the key to Instagram game. You need to have a powerful profile. You know, if you need to post photos of cars, do it. You need to post photos with other girls, do whatever it takes to build up your likes, to build up your online presence. Because it's almost as important with meeting women as your real life presence, which we're going to get into later in this course. So Instagram is the most powerful dating app in the world. I made headlines, national headlines, by stealing one of the most famous women in my country, Romania, from her husband. Over 1 million followers, verified on Instagram, this girl. How did I meet her? I sent her an Instagram message. Now, she gets thousands of messages every day, but very few from guys of my caliber. Very few from guys with that many followers, a blue check mark. She obviously was curious to see who I am. I made a nationwide scandal by stealing this woman from her husband. So, if Instagram, you have to treat it like a job. As I said in the introduction to this, why is Floyd Mayweather the best boxer in the world? Because he trains. If you want to be one of the best playboys in the world and operate on my level, you have to think daily. You have to make a conscious effort to be more attractive, more out there, more in the face of the women around you. So every day, if you see a cool scene, you see a cool restaurant, you're in a cool place, get someone to take a picture of you. Yeah, it's narcissistic. I hate pictures. I'm not even photogenic. I'm ugly in pictures. But I take these cool pictures and I put them online because I know it's money in the bank. It's going to grow with interest and it's going to pay off in the long run. So absolutely, you have to apply yourself to your online presence, and nothing is more important than Instagram. There is a time and a place for dating apps. Dating apps really do work. I'm filming this on April the 11th, 2020, in the middle of a quarantine, which sucks. However, one country is not quarantined. Stockholm, Sweden. The capital of Sweden was open for business, so I decided to head over to Sweden with my brother and have a bit of fun. Play the Playboy game over in Stockholm, see how it goes. Now, if I had showed up in Stockholm, which was a lot quieter than usual, where would I meet the beautiful girls? I wouldn't really know where to hang out. I wouldn't know where to go or what to do. So I set my Tinder location. Yeah, I pay for Tinder. I pay for the premium.
At least this proves that black pillars are wrong, that looks are hyper important. Well, no, because ironically enough, these, like, I've said this before, obviously be careful, but for all the people in chat that are like, I don't know anybody who would like Andrew Tate or blah, 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 you're coping hard. I can super see how somebody would like somebody like Andrew Tate or Tristan, 1,000,000%. The advice they're giving here is actually really good, although it's geared towards people that already are on a like really successful trajectory. Like a normal person building a big Instagram account is going to be difficult. But the idea of like working on like individuals rather than like, you know, machine gunning out like 100 random hellos to people every day, or like the idea that like you say hi, if they're interested, then you lean into that. If they're not interested, then you just say bye and you fuck off immediately instead of trying to like creep on a girl or whatever. Like this is true advice.
I set my location to Sweden. I don't bother swiping. I pay for those boost things, and I have the Tinder gold to see who swipes me first. I run 3 or 4 boosts. Then I take my pick. Again, like with Instagram, my Tinder pictures are me next to my supercars, me by the pool, me looking good, having trained hard. I try to get all the attention I can from the social media, and my Tinder pictures are my Instagram pictures. I then look at the best girls that have swiped me. I pick one. Her name is Philippa. Absolutely beautiful girl. Absolutely beautiful. In fact, here's a picture. I'm including a picture of Philippa right now. This is her. Now, Tinder is great for one thing and one thing only: finding the best places in the city to go. Now, years ago, if you were a playboy and you were landing in a new city, you land in Singapore. It's 1988. What you do is you get in a taxi and you tell the taxi driver, hey brother, you know, where's the coolest spot in town? Where's the hot joint? Where's the cool restaurants, the cool bars, where the pretty girls hang out? And the taxi driver would give you all the information you needed. Maybe a hotel concierge. Today, taxi drivers don't know shit. They're bitter, they're upset. The world has changed. The rich-poor divide is wider than ever. Taxi drivers aren't going to the expensive places. But you know who knows the best places in every city? Beautiful girls. That's what Tinder is for. If you use Tinder trying to get your pee-pee sucked, you're doing it wrong. You need to use Tinder to find the best places to go. Match with a really beautiful girl and say, hey, what's the best place to go in Stockholm on a Friday night? Oh, what was the name of the place now? Can't remember the name, but this girl Philippa replies to me, oh, it's here. I say, okay, we're going. I'm going to take you out. Bring your friends, because I was with my friends. I'm going to take you out. Let's have fun. Now, she said yes. And if she had said no, who cares? I now know the best place in town. I know where girls like her hang out. So, Stockholm all worked out exceptionally well. I end up sleeping with this girl Philippa. She's still messaging me now. I've been home for weeks and weeks. That's what Tinder is good for. Finding the best places to hang out in town. And when you get to these places, make sure you check in on Instagram. Take a picture, tag yourself on Instagram, because if you do that, I tagged myself at the Stockholm Grand Hotel, the best hotel in the city. That's where I was staying. I had 3 or 4 girls message me simply because I tagged myself at that hotel. Girls from Sweden. They all are obsessed with Instagram. Hot girls are obsessed with Instagram. And how did I find out that the Stockholm Grand Hotel was the best place in town to stay? From a chick on Tinder who I never even met. I said, oh yeah, I don't know where to stay. She was the best hotel, the Stockholm Grand Hotel. I Googled it.
I will say, I don't remember who it was, but somebody brought up that Instagram is important and for like meeting girls. And I'd heard that before, but I don't like pimp out like my Instagram hardcore, so I figured that was ever. And I'm gonna be honest, I went through the there's like a message request thing for like low quality messages, so like from non-famous people. Whew. Instagram is Instagram has a lot of people. Instagram has a lot of people on it. I would say the past like 6 months in terms of like new girls I've talked to has been like probably like 90% on like Instagram people like DMing me. Instagram is a pop-in platform. If you are a guy, I don't know if you need to be tagged to the right places or get pictures in the right spots. These sound like really, really, really good tips. These are unironically, these are the first good like Instagram or Tinder tips I think I've ever heard in my life is right here, to be honest. But yeah.
Boom.
I also think guys with social media, I think it's good because I think that when you're a woman and you see a guy, it's easy to get into the mindset of like all of them might be serial killers. But if you've got an Instagram, even if you don't have perfect pictures, if you're like, oh, like I'm out with friends, oh, I'm out doing things, oh, I'm in like cool place or whatever, like a social media thing sells a style of person. It sells a lifestyle. Even like people aren't gonna trick themselves to think like, oh, you're rich or blah, blah, blah. But like at least you're trying. And you've got some like footprint in the world where other people can verify that you're not a fucking creepy killer, you know?
Then at the end of the night when I was done in that club or whatever with Philippa, oh, where are you staying? The Stockholm Grand Hotel. Of course, it's the best hotel in the city. Like I knew. And I didn't. Oh, wow, yeah, it is the best hotel in the city. You know, I've got a killer minibar. Let's go have some drinks. Come on, it's not late. I know, everything here closes at 3. That's weird. You know, in my country, the party goes on until 5. True or not, I would use that line. Let's go. Back to the hotel. That's what dating apps are useful for. If you're there trying to get laid, trying to talk, trying to make your girlfriend and stuff, forget about it, man. Forget about it. These girls, every dude they swipe is a match. After a day or two of talking to them, they're going to stop replying, regardless of who you are. If you think she's really hot and you met her on Tinder, get her off Tinder ASAP. Get her onto Instagram, get her onto WhatsApp. Because at least if you get onto Instagram and you send messages back and forth, hey, it's me, you are now out of her other inbox and in her main inbox. You're a guy she knows, a guy she swiped and said she's attracted to, and she will always read your messages. That's a good lead. Forget about Tinder. Terrible. That's its only use. Now, depending on the culture of the country you're in, another way you can meet women is by having a group of women with you. Now, I know this sounds insane, guys. I know this sounds crazy. But if you know 2 or 3 girls and you're heading over to a nightclub or a bar and you invite them with you, having a group of women with you in a town or city where these women are from, it acts like a magnet. This is elite level stuff that you will not hear anywhere else. If you have 3 or 4 girls from New York with you while you are in New York and you're taking them to the best clubs and the best bars and the best spots, the girls they know congregate around you. They come to talk to their friends. You can make your brief introduction. Hello, my name's Tristan. Oh, really nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm just out with these girls right now. Well, I tell you what, have you got Instagram? Yeah, no, you come out with us next time. You know, stay here, stay at our table. Screw those guys. Having girls with you acts like a magnet.
Wait until Destiny learns about LinkedIn dating strats. The LinkedIn dating strat sounds like the cringiest shit in the world. I don't think I would ever DM a girl on LinkedIn. That just sounds like oh, hey, you're here looking for jobs, but like, can I offer you my dick instead? But I don't know.
Much younger if I went out.
A lot of women I see now prefer it when a guy doesn't have any sort of social media. I've never heard of that in my entire life. It might be the case, but I've never heard of that before.
For women, it was a different world. I go out by myself to crappy bars and clubs and try to talk to girls. You know, I learned things the hard way. However, now I do not go out with just men. I go out with women every single time. I don't care if they're my friends, my girlfriends, girls I'm sleeping with. I bring women when I go out because they're friends, their girlfriends, their mates. They all want to come over and talk. Oh, hi, oh, you're at Tristan's table. Or maybe they don't even know me. Maybe
people are laughing about the LinkedIn meta, but I've heard people say that before, that if you're an attractive woman with a picture on LinkedIn, that sometimes guys that message you with like job offers and shit, they're just trying to like flirt and be weird. I've heard that before from women on LinkedIn.
I can make an introduction, and that is a way that I meet a lot of women. The friends of the women who I fuck, you better believe I've been through a lot of them, especially my side chicks. When it comes to keeping my girlfriends, I don't really fuck their friends. That's a bit of a line I tend not to cross because I'm spoiled for choice. But yeah, having women with you attracts women. Don't let anyone tell you that it doesn't, because I know better than anyone else. Another way to meet women is reputation, especially in your home city. I don't care if you live in South Africa, Johannesburg. I don't care if you live in Mozambique. I don't care if you live in Sydney, LA, wherever you're from. Your reputation matters, especially in the city you live. Especially in the city you live in. Now, this is when being a gentleman comes in. Kissing and telling, bragging about girls you fuck, showing their nudes to people. It's just not cool. Now, guys who do this, when I meet a guy and he's, oh, I fuck this girl, it's a bunch of naked titty pictures. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I do all right myself. I don't brag. That's an amateur tactic. Because what they're doing is they're ruining their reputation. Now, I can meet a girl, and she's like...
That, oh my... Okay, so people have found like 4 of the girls, I think, so far in my chat, just going through, that are on... That this guy was saying he was dating in the beginning, and all of them are cam girls. This was the one in the red dress, apparently, at the beginning. Oh, and her name is Oh My Mel. I think we heard this name before somewhere. All of these people are cam girls. So these are just people that are, yeah, sex workers, are his quote-unquote girlfriends.
Like, yeah, you actually met my friend before. And I was like, who's your friend? It's a girl I used to sleep with for a little while. But I was nice, I was polite, I was kind, I took her to nice places. You know, I bought her some nice cocktails, I was always a good host. We had sex a few times, I let her know that it wasn't anything serious. And her friends want a piece of the action. Her friends will hear this and actually want to date me or want the same kind of setup with me that she had. So reputation is another way to meet women. Don't let anyone tell you that doesn't work. As I said, these guys on the internet who pretend to be playboys, they don't know what they're talking about. They won't believe in a million years you can meet a woman because you met their friend. Yeah, that's because they're butthurt. They're losers. When a girl breaks up with them, they throw insults at them and cry and scream and threaten to kill themselves because they're nerds. Me, when I break up with a woman, or she breaks up with me, God forbid, especially side chicks. Side chicks leave me because they find out about my girlfriend. So you know what?
My first wife was actually, I think I dated around that whole friend group. Initially, there was a girl that gave me rides from school, and then she got fucked with her, and then I dated another friend in that group who that ended up not working out, and then the third friend in that group that I dated ended up being my first wife in high school. I remember that. So I guess this is kind of true, right? But I never burned any bridges after we broke up with any of the girls in that group.
I had a lot of fun with you. You're an awesome girl. I wish you all the best. Yeah, cool. That's the way to do it. Reputation is another way of meeting women, and so is being scouted out, being actively searched out. So when I talk about Instagram game from a man's perspective, actually approaching women and trying to talk to them, I very briefly mentioned tagging myself at the Grand Hotel in Stockholm. Women will seek you out.
What does them being sex workers prove, though? He could just say that they did on the side and they all belong. Because by the time this information gets distilled down to whatever it's delivered on Fresh and Fit, they're selling this idea that people like Andrew Tate have 4 or 5 traditional good girlfriends at home. That they come home and they may have a girlfriend that cooks, a girlfriend that cleans, like one that takes care of children, and they're just kind of like their lifestyle. Like, oh, cool, that's really awesome. High value men can command the respect of like 2, 3, 4, 5 loyal women. That's something a top 1% gonna aim for. But that's not the case. He's not dating any of these women, really. He has no girlfriends, not 5 girlfriends. These are just cam girls that he pimps. That's what's going on. There's a huge distinction there.
In the real world, but in the online world more so than ever before. Young women who have never lived a life without Instagram, or 18, 19, 20, 21, if you take a very good picture, as of this day, I recently uploaded one of me sitting in a hot tub, which is full of money, with a girl in a bikini, lighting my cigar while I'm drinking a glass of whiskey. That picture went viral. Thousands and thousands of likes. People who didn't know who I was, people who never interacted with my profile saw it on their newsfeed because I planned out the good picture and I took it. I had lots of women message me. Haha, I'd never light your cigar for you. But she messaged me. That means she would. You actively get searched out when you're an elite level guy. And this is what I mean, one more time, when I say you have to train and you have to work at being an elite playboy. That's the key. That way you do get searched out. If you're a normal guy marching around the mall trying to collect phone numbers, no girl in the universe is ever going to say to her friend, hey, that guy who marches around the mall asking every girl's number, yeah, he's hot, do you know his name? Or no one is going to message you on Instagram, aren't you that guy who marches around the mall asking girls for her number? Wow, you know what, why don't you take me on a date? No, you get
How do you know their relationships? Did you just join the stream? Because he talked about it in the beginning of the... It was the first thing he said. That's what he opened this video with. Did you just join?
My name is Tristan Tate. Now, if you bought this course, you already know who I am, I assume. But who am I to be teaching anyone how to get and retain beautiful women? Well, let me tell you something. Everybody who has ever met me, who has ever visited me, certainly in the last 5 or 6 years, has commented on how many beautiful girls I have. So before we get to the course material, let me tell you my credentials. I used to run one of Europe's largest webcam studios. I had 75 women employed by me, working for me, and following every single order I gave them. But right now, I no longer have my webcam studio. I just have a few models who work for me, but I have a few girlfriends. This is one of them. This is the next. You get the picture. Number 3, all of these women are loyal to me and exclusive to me. Number 4. 5, I have 6 girlfriends. 6.
He's saying 6. He doesn't have 6 girlfriends. He has 6 like employees / prostitutes that work for him. They all do camming. All of these girls are cammers. They're not his girlfriends. So if you have a fantasy of like, I can get 6 girlfriends like that, these aren't girlfriends. He's their pimp. And they do cam work. He probably collects the money and then pays them, if I had to guess. I don't know the exact structure yet. Hopefully I can get into that in the next hour without having to stay awake all night.
Searched out and you get scouted and hunted when you're a top 1% man. So, if you're not being scouted out, if you're not being hunted, if you're not being searched for, what exactly are you missing? Guys, stand up, look down. Can you see your dick? No, then you're too fat. Lose some weight. Women care about looks too. I'm not the best looking guy in the world, sure, but I make an effort. I try, I work out, I get into shape. All these women wouldn't like me as much if I was 20 pounds heavier or 30 pounds heavier. Of course they wouldn't. So, you do get searched out when you're a top level guy, so absolutely invest your time in that. Get a gym membership, obviously make some money, drive a nice car, do something productive. Maybe you play the guitar very well. I don't play the guitar. Maybe you're an amazing surfer. These things get women too. I myself was a kickboxer. It didn't attract as many women as you think, but when I was young and I didn't have any money and I couldn't do fun things and I couldn't go to nice bars or nice clubs, the fact that I was a kickboxer got a lot of attention. I could beat another man up. Sure, I was broke, but girls like that. I always had pretty girlfriends. So what are you doing right now? If you're just a normal guy with a normal job, doing nothing, you don't produce any content, you're not talented, you can't do gymnastics or play the guitar, do something. Because every man in the world has a dick that he wants to get sucked. Every dude on earth, and you're just another one of them. Unless you make yourself different in some way, you will never get scouted out. But it certainly is a way to meet women. Believe me, happens to me all the time. That's how top level guys meet women. So essentially all the same ways most other guys do, but there are little twists and little spins on everything. I'm going to very briefly cover what not to do. Obviously, I've gone into day game. Don't do that. You need your time. You need your time to work out. You need your time to make money. You need your hours of your day. You can't go marching around malls or marching around parks trying to go up to every woman who you speak to. Do not send pictures of your dick. If you're watching this and you send pictures of your dick, what are you doing? Women don't want to see your dick, bro. Don't send random fucking dick pictures to girls. That's obviously a fucking red line. More women see my dick than the guys who send their dick to all the women on the internet. And you know why? Because women actually want to have sex with me. Don't send pictures of your dick, guys. That's obviously a big thing not to do. Do not spam messages. If you message a girl once and she doesn't reply, do not send her another message. Even if you have her number and you message her once, twice, 3 times, no reply, give up, quit, delete her number, move on to the next target. Message spamming isn't cool. These are the basic things of what not to do. But that is, in essence, how I meet my women. Now I'm going to go into dating, because dating is the important part. Dating is how I add women to my collection. The most important part of dating when you are an elite playboy is something that you guys probably wouldn't guess if you bought this course. It is time management. When do you go on dates? In the evening. What do you do? Dinner. After dinner? Drinks. After drinks, you try to have sex with her. Maybe she goes home, maybe she comes back to your place. Wrong. Wrong, you don't do that. How are you going to have 6 girlfriends and 10 side chicks if you commit an entire evening of dinner and drinks, ignoring your other girls on your phone to try to have sex with a single girl? That is not possible. If that is your method, you're going to have 2 girls or 3 girls on the go maximum. That is it. 6 girlfriends, I see them all more than once a week. How does that work out? Well, it's not magic. I can't add hours of the day and I can't make time. But time management is the key to dating multiple women, to having a harem of women. You have to manage your time. So I'm going to give you an example. You need to turn things that you have to do anyway into dates. You can't commit a whole evening to a new girl. So I've met a new girl at a club. I have her phone number. All of my girlfriends want to see me. Let's say I picked one of them for tonight. I know which girlfriend is coming over to my house and which girl I'm having sex with tonight. I meet my new girl when I do something mundane that I have to do anyway. I'm running errands in the city. I'll say, you know, baby, I'll tell you what, I'll pick you up. We'll go for a little drive. We'll go for coffee. I'll pick her up at 3 or 4 p.m. I'll do my errands, drop the things off that I have to drop off, you know, have a coffee with the girl for 20 minutes, make her laugh, make her smile, 2 hours only, then I'll take her home. Now, something different has happened to this girl when she's been with me than she's been with the typical guy. Made her laugh, made her smile, she had a wonderful time, but there was no drinking, there was no getting her drunk, there was no me trying to have sex with her, there was no me leaning in for a kiss. She's back at home at 5 p.m. like, oh, okay, that was fun. And she's alone in the evening. Who's she thinking about? Me. I can then commit my evening to my girlfriend. I can finish my work around 9 o'clock, spend a few hours watching a movie with my girl, fuck her. I could text on my phone, my girlfriend's don't look at my phone. And the girl who I went on a date with was mine all day. She was mine in the afternoon after I left her home. She was mine in the evening. She was mine at night when I said goodnight to her and she went to sleep thinking about me. I didn't try to fuck her, but I spent enough time with her to implant myself into her mind. I owned her thoughts for 12 hours by investing a little bit of time in the afternoon and still had my evening free to have sex with my girlfriend.
It's so fucking crazy to me that these are the first guys and the only guys that I have ever heard, ever, in these red pill communities that sound like they actually fuck. None of this sounds like any of that red pill incel shit I hear on 99% of like red pill channels, but I can tell that these guys actually have a lot of experience dealing with women and fucking women. That I haven't even thought of any. That's a really good strategy. Like, you could take a girl out for coffee and not even ask her for sex. You're gonna come off as respectful. You're gonna come off as showing her a relatively unique time. You're not gonna come off as overbearing or creepy. And when you do drop her off, she is going to kind of wish you would have asked her to like hang out that night. She might even suggest it. She might even text you and ask. And the fact that you might be busy or unavailable is going to drive up your attractiveness to her like even more. Like the fact that you would ask me for coffee even without having time in the evening to fuck me, like that is a really good strategy. I'm just saying that's a really, but every time I hear red pill guys talk about sex, they always say like you don't fuck. You sound like a fucking virgin. Oh, well, when I cheat on my girlfriend, it actually makes me more attractive. Bullshit, motherfucker. You don't fuck anybody if you think that way. Women don't think like that. You're fucking insane, right? But this guy's strategy of hiding the alternate women that you fuck, saying my girlfriend doesn't check my text messages, spending only certain amounts of time with girls, whatever, that shit sounds like it works 1,000,000%. And I understand mechanically why it would work. But all the other red pill shit I hear, it sounds like people that you don't spend any time with women. You don't fuck anybody, except for maybe the people that you're clouded up with. Maybe a girl fucks you for clout, maybe. But other than that, you have no game. You have no charisma. You have no idea what women are thinking about anything. Whereas these guys, but I guess if you're a sex trafficker, you you have to learn these things, right? Because these guys, the results of them getting girls is actually part of their business. Whereas the red pill business is not getting girls, it's teaching people how to get girls. And those two things are worlds apart. It's why people that sell Amway never make as much as the people that tell you how to sell Amway. It's why the people that are in multi-level marketing schemes are never making as much as the people at the top that are telling you how to sell from the bottom, right? That's how the business styles always work.
And keep her happy. That's how you do dates. That's how you time manage. Fuck this evening, go out for drinks, go out for dinner, try and bang them. Cool, you want to get a girlfriend, do that. That's all you. But if you want to play the game on my level, you cannot afford to waste your evenings. You have to manage your time. Now, this was money well spent. I'm going to let you guys in on the most exclusive elite player tactic that exists in the world. I have never seen...
All right, one more.
Seen another man even do it. I've never heard of another man doing it. I've never heard of another man attempting it. And that is having...
It's true that it probably works, but it's because of it kind of emulates respecting her while he's actually being a fucking sociopath. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, hold on. Divorce everything that I just said. None of this is about building healthy, respectful, like good relationships that are going to be fulfilling and enjoyable for you. This is just how to be a fuckboy at like an advanced level. This is how to be a fuckboy and not come across as a fuckboy. This is like advanced level fuckboyery. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say you should do this. I'm just saying that like this is the first time I've heard like red pill manipulation strategies or whatever you the fuck would call this that actually sound like it would work because it's not coming from like a virgin or an incel.
2 dates or 3 at the exact same time in the exact same place. A system my brother and I call double booking. What is double booking? How is this
Wait, hold on. Pause this.
Possible? I'm going to tell you how. Only the elitist of the elite can pull this off. But once again, I can date 3 or 4 women in a night in the same place, have them all thinking about me, go home to one of my girlfriends, and spend the next 2 or 3 days cleaning up the mess and fucking the girls who I went on a date with. How does one do this? Now, I'm going to tell you, double booking does not work in certain settings. You cannot double book at the cinema. You cannot invite 3 girls to the cinema, all to meet you in the same place, and take them all out for a movie when they don't know each other. That doesn't work. Double booking works when there's a vibe, when there's a party atmosphere. And you have to understand that in parties and clubs and bars, women will put on their makeup, put on their dress, do their hair, come out and see you. They haven't got any money. They're hanging out at my table, your table, drinking your drinks. They're not going to storm off and go home because there are some other girls around, especially when you're out with the crew of your friends. Yeah, you know everyone. They're all your friends. It relies on a poker face. These girls do not say to each other, oh, hi, I came here for a date with Tristan. So when I go to a club on a Friday, this is an example of double booking. I'll bring one of my girlfriends. Why not? I love my girlfriends, they're wonderful people. Maybe 2, but let's say one. One of my girlfriends. And then I'll take 3 of the women I've been texting who I have yet to meet. I'll say, you know, baby, I'm going out to the club tonight. I'm hitting this club. You know, why don't you come with me? Bring your friends. Yeah, it's a group vibe. I'm out with some people I know. I repeat that times 3. 3 women get done up. They shave their legs. They wax their fucking eyebrows. They do their makeup. They do their hair. They paint their fingernails. They put on their lipstick. They put on their high heels, and they come to the club to meet me, to impress me. I give each one of them maximum 20 minutes of my time. Oh, hey, baby, kiss on the cheek, really glad you could make it. Yeah, have a drink. It's way too loud for anyone to hear any conversation that isn't one-on-one. You buy champagne, you keep the party going, everyone's doing shots, everyone's yelling, shouting, celebrating, having a good time. You're all in a big group, and the party atmosphere drowns out the room for difficult conversation. These girls then don't say to each other, hi, why are you here? Did you come here to see which one of the guys? Tristan? Yeah, I came here to see Tristan. That doesn't happen. They literally introduce themselves to each other. Hi, my name's Andrea. Oh, hi, my name's Christine. Hi. They kiss each other on the cheek. Hey, girls, would you like some champagne? I hand them both a glass, and the party continues. I call it double booking. Now, you'll see these guys on the internet, playboys, so-called, who have tables full of girls. These girls are either not interested in them, not fucking them, or they're escorts, prostitutes, girls who are being paid, girls who are being hired to hang out. That's not how I do it at all. I don't think elite level playboys ever play that game. So I have women all coming for a date with me. They've all got one or two friends. My friends talk to their friends in a huge mixed group. And if I want one at the end of the night, if one's made...
Why do this? Because you're building. What he's doing is he's like building. You can call them verticals even. What he's doing is he's starting to build a little bit of time. So here's what I could do. I could take out one girl on a date in one night and build this much time, or I could invite 3 or 4 different girls who don't know each other, and I just say, hey, do you want to come out? Blah blah blah. And with 3 people, you can build like this much, right? You're working like multiple assets, at like higher and higher with. But you're overlapping like such a time commitment, right? Like in 4 hours, I could build a decent amount with one person, or in 4 hours, I could do 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. That's what he's saying, right? Is that you're building on so many different things that you're increasing at the same time. And realistically, depending on how these situations play out, they're never going to really know each other, right? Girls aren't going to go to a club and say like, oh, who are you here with? Are you here with that guy, right? And if it's a club environment, they see you talking to people. They're like, yeah, a guy especially if it's a new girlfriend, or if it's a new girl you meet on Tinder, right? This isn't some like jealous, possessive ex. This is like you message a girl that you've been talking to for a little bit, like, hey, I'm going to whatever club or whatever, and if she's a pretty girl, she's gonna be talking to other people too. People are gonna hit her up. You meet them in the club, you talk at a bar, whatever. You talk to them, blah blah blah. Then you go talk to someone else. They're not gonna like stare at you and go chase down to see who you're talking to. This is a new girl that you've only seen 1 or 2 times so far, right? This is what he's talking about. I think this could work 100%. Who has time for this? This is their job, so it makes sense. Of course, he's got time for this. This is what his life revolves around, right?
And it clear she wants to stay with me. I could sneak off with her, leave 20 minutes before my friends. My friends will give me covering fire. If not, then I'll go home with one of my girlfriends. I'll go home to one of my girlfriends. I'll go home to 2 of my girlfriends. But all of these women, as far as they're concerned, I went to the club and I took them with me. They were my date for that evening. The evening when all the champagne comes over, everyone's looking at the party that's being had. They were my date. So yeah, double booking. Elite playboy tactic. Nobody I know does this. Only me and my brother. And we have a good saying. The only thing better than double booking is triple booking. Which sounds stupid, but now you understand how the tactic works. The more there are, the less room there is for any difficult conversation to happen or any mistakes to be made. You couldn't pull this off at the cinema. You couldn't pull this off at the restaurant. But next time you're going to a club and taking a date, invite more girls. Double book yourself. Try it out. And then message me on Instagram and tell me, Tristan, thank you, because it fucking works. So you know, when I go to clubs and when I go to bars, I'm usually double booked or triple booked. My table has lots of women on it. Now I'm going to talk to you about club game, how I run game inside of the club. Now, of course, I'm spending some money. I have some bottles of vodka, some bottles of champagne. Depending on what your budget is, as long as you have enough alcohol to get everyone at the table drunk and partying, that's enough. You don't need to be a millionaire to pull off this double booking technique. Any club, any bar, or restaurant that has a party atmosphere, you can do that. But when I'm there, as I said, if you want to be elite, you have to make the effort. I can't go out there with 3 or 4 women and a girlfriend and think, you know what? Wow, this is wonderful. I can have any of these girls I choose. This is great. That's enough. It's never enough. So when you're in that position, the winning position, you're the man in the club with the women. How do you capitalize on it? To meet more women. This is when you do your approaches, gentlemen. You're the guy. You're dressed nicely. You're looking your best. You're surrounded by women. You're on the table. You're drinking your champagne. If you think that other women in the club don't notice this, you are wrong. You need to expand your horizons. You don't just look at your table and what you have there. Look further. Look deeper into the crowd. Look at the bar. Who are the 2 girls standing on the bar? They're looking at you. Of course.
Girls are incredible social proof for other girls. That's a hard thing to understand as a guy, because for guys, we are repelled by girls being with men. If you see a girl with a hot fucking dude, you're like, oh God, I can't live up to that guy. He's probably got like an 8-inch dick, and I could never, that pussy's ravaged like Hades, and I can't do anything, right? But when girls see guys with other really hot girls, in their mind, generally, it's not gonna apply to everybody, in their mind, they think like, damn, if that guy's with that super hot chick, that dude's got his shit figured out. If that guy has 2 or 3 girls, like that guy is he's got something working really well for him. I want to know what it is. Generally. This is super general and super vague, but like there are girls that have looked at me differently because I'm with Melina, whereas like Melina being with a guy or someone else being with a guy, guys are going to look down on that. It's not fair. It's not okay. It is what it is. Yeah. But
you're the guy with all the girls in the club. Now,
it's not some like weird Evo psych, whatever bullshit too. What it shows that like you're safe and you're offering something, right? It's hard to know, like, but when we look at a girl, we don't generally think like she's either like a serial killer, sociopath, freak, fucking weirdo, or she's like chill. Because for guys, generally we don't care. We just want to like fuck whatever. But for the girls, they want to know like fuck, like even if it's a casual hookup, I've got to go through a whole vetting process with a dude. I got to figure out blah 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 blah. But if he's with another like beautiful woman, like women are selective, and if you're with somebody that's selective, that means you've been selected for. And if she was an amazing chick and she selected you, I could probably select you as well, right? That's like the thought process.
Oh, they're looking at you. Who in their right mind, if they're with their girlfriends and on dates, would walk over and approach the 2 girls at the bar? Surely nobody. That's why you do it. You walk over to the girls and say, hey girls, Hey, I saw you. You look familiar. Have I met you before? Oh, no, maybe you just have one of those faces. I'll tell you what, no, me and my friends are having a drink. They'll stand over here by the bar. It's laying all these dorks trying to talk to you. Come over with me. Come have a drink with me. Let's go. Maybe it's a yes, maybe it's...
And you had, dude, fuck. Where are these... Why don't the red pill people just copy this shit? Why do I hear so much incel dating advice from these guys? This is so true. And imagine you going over to walk. If you were to go up to two girls at the, if you were to go to two girls at the bar and talk to them, they're gonna look at you like you're a fucking loser. Or maybe they'll admire the bravado, but for the most part, you're probably. But if you go and you walk up to two girls at the bar and you're coming from a table with like 3 or 4 girls, well, what are they gonna do? Shoot you down? You're gonna walk back to your 3 or 4. You don't look desperate. You don't look like you're trying to like shoot your crazy fucking shot. You're coming from an environment where you already look like you've got shit going on, and you invite them back with other girls there. Like, again, damn, yeah, true.
To know, but you have to make your approaches. It doesn't matter what
Which
crowd
red pills are you talking about? I guess most people I listen to are fresh and fit, but almost every single red pill channel that I've heard review my content, that I've heard review different shit, all of the advice they give about like getting girls and dating, it's just cringe. They sound like they don't fuck. I'm not trying to use it as an insult, okay? I fuck a decent amount, okay? And these guys all sound like virgins with the types of advice they give, and they sound like they don't know anything about relationships either with the types of relationship advice they give. These guys sound like they know their shit really well. Like they run insane game wherever the they go, and every single comment they've made is like, this is a guy that knows how women's brains work, that knows like what makes women like it. That's what it feels like. And the other guys feel like they're repeating PUA talking points that they heard from 2014 and have found a way to make sound more misogynistic. Like that's what it sounds like. Like when I listen to these guys talk, they sound like these guys have lived this environment. These guys seem like they lay a ton of pipe. And the other guys sound like they read some shit when they were in 2014, 2015, and they like made it more hateful, and they've like digested this, and now they've spit it back out into some like cringy incel shit for like the new men of like 2022. I just don't understand how these guys were all inspired by like the Tates. I don't know how that advice was so bad, but everything these guys say is like on point for if you want to be an advanced boy, basically. Yeah.
In. They may say yes. They come over. They'll introduce themselves to the other girls. They won't say, oh, are you want to date Tristan or you're not? They are blinded by how fun the party situation is, and you've added 2 more to your triple booked girlfriend date situation. That is club game. Also, as I said, if you're out with women from a certain city, their friends come over. When they come over, they're like magnets. The more of them congregate in one area, the more flow in. Make your approaches in. Talk to their friends. Introduce yourself. Tell them your name, if nothing else. Oh, hey, no, hi, my name is Tristan. Really nice to meet you. Would you like a drink? Cool, have whatever you like. Bye. You'd be surprised. You do that with every single girl. A few times a year, you're going to get an Instagram follow the very next day. Oh, hi, it's Cynthia. No, hi, Tristan. Yeah, we met in the club. It's that simple. You need to run game on top of game. There's no universe where you try to get 10 women and you get all 10. To get as many women as me, you have to try with hundreds. You have to make yourself available and out there for hundreds of women to know and hundreds of women to see. So when you're in the club, you can get into the minds of 50, you can have 15 or 20 women thinking about you, and you can get 6 or 7 of their details on top of your own situation which you're already running. That is why nerds who do day game are never elite level playboys. I do not approach women all day long. I've built a beautiful...
Is there any way to actually build a long-term relationship with anyone this way, though? No. This is not for that. This is for managing multiple women for lots of sex, if that's what you're into. But this isn't going to help you build anything meaningful. No.
For life and put myself in a wonderful situation where my situation attracts the women. They come to me for me then to attack. I'm a trapper. I'm not a hunter. That's the way to do it. And that's what
the problem is that this is only great advice if you're already getting women on dates. This is ultra advanced and only for the top 1%. Maybe, but like there are probably ways that you could run this type of game on game in like a modified way. So for instance, he's talking about getting like 3 or 4 girls on a date at the same time, double, triple, quadruple, book a table in order to pull other girls from the bar. But you could change this. Now, maybe there's also top 1%, but if you have women friends, you could change this by getting friends that are women to come out with you as well, right? Especially if you have groups of women that are friends. You can even fucking offer to pay for a bottle or some shit, right? You try to bring like 3, 4, whatever women, maybe 1 or 2 of their boyfriends out. You've got like, it's always better in these environments. Even as somebody that's fucking, I don't spend time in club environments, and even I know this, it's always better to have an overabundance of women somewhere versus men. If you've got 10 men and 2 women at a table, I don't think anybody's going to a table. If you've got 10 women and 2 men at a table, the men and the women are trying to get to your table because something's going on over there, right? That's my guess for how it works in a club environment, because in every other sect of dating and fucking in society, that is exactly how it works. My guess is in the club environment, it's going to be the exact same way. But yeah, even if you can get women there that are just your friends, like those can form a sort of social proof probably to like wrap in other girls from other areas just because they see the women that you're hanging out with. Just make sure you're picking cool friends, I guess. But yeah, this is probably why like I talk about how like I was able to like I did decently well in high school and college. Obviously I had a kid. I fucked a few women, despite being like a super antisocial, 105 pound, super acneed up fucking StarCraft, super perma nerd. But the reason why I was able to do it is probably because I had so many friends that were women. I always had a lot of women friends. And I was always meeting, like everybody that I fucked was a friend of a friend. It was always going to be a friend of a friend. That's how I met girls. It was like, oh, this is my friend. Oh, this is like a friend group that we hang out in. Like that's how you spend time. That was always hard. And I had no concept of fucking game or anything. These situations just kind of like fell into my lap just because I happened to be around enough girls and I was like friends with them. But if like 95% of your friends are men and you're never in any woman or never in any, well, you're not going to be in any women. You're never in any environment with women or anything like that. You're also like, you're just like snowballing yourself into lonely disaster, I guess.
Why I have so many women? But yeah, club gang. Don't just look at what's on your table. Maybe your girlfriend will break up with you tomorrow, and none of those 4 girls will want to fuck. Maybe they just want to drink some champagne. Maybe they don't like it maybe they don't like you. They just want to hang out at the club. Cool. What are you gonna do then? Go home and jerk off? No. You're gonna talk. You're gonna hit one of the girls who went and approached the bar. Always overstretch and always be thinking on how to capitalize your situation and add more women to the harem. That's the end of module 1. How to meet women.
Through band? No, I didn't meet any girls in school ever, kind of, because I went to an all-boys high school.
Today I'm getting a PhD from Hustler University.
So any girls I met had to be met through friend groups because I went to an all-boys high school. So there's no chance to meet a classmate to fuck unless I was gay. So we watched this whole thing and he didn't even talk about the grooming part. So this must have been from a different video. So whoever made me watch this whole thing, me. Meanwhile, 2 separate independent sources have come forward to say Andrew Tate admitted to them he was stealing the passports of the women he recruited into the camera club. I wish this dumb, no offense if she was listening to me. Withholding the passports are corroborated. Tate. Oh, this was the Sun article. Fuck. I wish there was another source on this. I don't think I trust. I just don't really trust the Guardian. Do you mean the Sun? Wait, what did I say? Did I say the Guardian? I'm sorry, I meant the Sun, not the Guardian. The Guardian is generally pretty good. The Sun is like borderline tabloid, or is a tabloid actually, sorry. Publicly stated that Tate admitted to him that he stole the passports of women he lured to Romania via a WhatsApp message. I have screenshots of you, wait. Can someone let the crying little girl know I don't have to stalk his account because his ex-girlfriend is sending screenshots and laughing at them with me? Thanks. I have screenshots of you literally admitting to trapping a girl in Romania by stealing her passport to webcam for you. Do you really want to go there, bro? You're a degenerate criminal. You stalked my profile to get these screenshots because you're blocked, LeMayo. So this weirdo must have got back with his girl, seen in her inbox. Me and her were making fun of him back when the tweets were above written. I'm in the club yesterday and get a random WhatsApp. Crybaby man. You're an internet tough guy who cries over girls he's never met. Stop messaging me. You're like a fanboy. Goodbye. You tried to chat her up, LeMayo. Lucky I didn't reveal the screens. It would have ruined your brand. Go for it, dork. Wait, what were the screenshots? Did any of them get leaked? I am recounts. He kept going on about how he was a pimp, how they would bring girls from Indians to other passports so they can't leave the country. I thought it was really odd flex, especially in their both spots, I should admit, but I didn't think he's quite all there in the head. Leaked messages. Oh, you're just linking the same thing over and over again. Oh. This guy is who the Sun probably sourced. So these things are referring to... Ooh, see, so this is why I like to do my own research, is because sometimes it gets a little sloppy. She's saying 2 separate independent sources have come forward to say that Andrew Tate admitted to them they were stealing the passports, and then she says another source, but it sounds like this other source, this IM guy is Tell Your Son This, and Tell Your Son This was an influencer who contacted the Sun, and that's what that other article that they refer to. So this isn't a whole bunch of different corroboration. It's all referring to the same person. This is like a circular reference, yeah. But okay. Not that the initial claim is necessarily false, but it's not as corroborated as it would be nice to have been, yeah.
Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You're making moves, you're making money. You gotta go to Poland, you gotta go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. Like, oh, Tate's away, so they go out with their friends. No. You don't go to the club with your friends. I don't know what kind of bitch-ass dude is letting his chicks go to the club with her friends without him. No. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing. Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You're making moves, you're making money. You gotta go to Poland.
There was once a girl named April Baker.
Little sexy, little fat ass. And I was like, you're hot. So I messaged her. She's like, I'm only 16. I was like, give a know about me. 21, I don't care. So I pick up April Baker in my Mazda RX 8. Who knows about them cars? No one knows. So I pick up April Baker, and I was so disappointed. April Baker was the original catfish. Before catfish was a thing, April Baker was a thing. She went from a 10 to a 5. I don't know if she did it. Bro, I was banging her, like looking at her Facebook on the phone, like just staring at a different face. So from there on out, girls became Aprils. And we still use this to this day.
An April Baker is.
You admitted he had been in a relationship with this girl.
I know
think we
you're
already
with
got
Vivian.
this.
I know you've been with her a long time.
Okay. Boom, boom. Common knowledge talking point among Tate supporters, even to his own lawyer, to say that there's actually zero proof any of these allegations made, has been violent over media for a week now, that this is simply not the case. Its prosecution has leaked a number of snippets from wiretapped transcripts they obtained during the investigation. These transcripts were used with the witness extra psychologists. Tate manipulates one of the victims to flatter Rainey by promising marriage and discusses said victim as a commodity to be used for making money. You have to understand that once you're mine, you'll be mine forever. A woman never leaves a man. I will be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest? I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring with you when you come, smiley face. Can you be loving enough to be a wife, to always be by my side wherever I go, talk to zero men besides me, ride or die? You have to move to Romania with me. I'll keep an eye on you. You're mine. Do not forget that and act like it. We will be together soon. But can I trust you? Yes, you can. You will move to Romania with me. I plan when I get there. First, I might have to go to Prague for a few days. We meet in Romania. And I want to know that you are committed, serious about marriage. Yes, I am serious. After such an approach of the 2 millionaire brothers, they and their associates discussed the prostituted girls as a commodity. Andrew Tate, did you tell the new one that you make lots of money? Ask him to take pictures of you. Yes. You mean me and her in the pictures? Yes. What kind of pictures? Anything for OnlyFans. In underwear? He won't. C. G talked to her today and will go live with B tonight to try. With Tristan's new girl, you're doing a really good job. Tristan wants you to bring her back and stay there. I'm taking care of B and you tomorrow. We have to be alone and find a solution to stay. Does he know about OnlyFans? So when he's talking about I have to do these things tomorrow, he's probably talking about keeping these girls, what, like loyal, basically? Like pretending to date them, basically? No, he's going to be a lawyer, and he doesn't care, and he never would. He asked me to show him my TikTok, and I wasn't sure. Who is this he they're referring to? Ask him to take pictures of you. Yes. You mean me and her pictures? Yes. I wonder if this he is. Pretty sure they just got translated wrong from Romania, and it means she. Oh. Any Romanian speakers in here? The injured person, GEA, claimed that she did not call the police because the defendant, Tristan Tate, scared her, told her that she had surveillance cameras all over the house, and even happened to her when she went in the living room to write, the defendant, Tristan Tate, to text her and let her know that he sees in the living room writing, texting. Thus, defendant Tristan Tate implied to her that he's being watched at all times. The injured person at GEA mentioned that before talking to UA, he talked to said PY about everything going on and they realized that A didn't know really going on. The girls were not allowed to talk to each other about their other relationships, and if they did, they were threatened with beatings by the said Nagjal Georgiana. That's the girl that was working with the Tates. The named PY was even threatened by the defendant Naffel. I don't know her name. According to the GA injured person statement, they were in the house because they were in the beginning. According to the statement of the injured person GA, during the time she lived with those girls, she was not allowed to leave the house alone. She was always watched by the other girls except for A. Every time she said she wanted to go out, it was said that she must necessarily be accompanied by someone else. Prosecutors. Okay. Wait, Hatsumi, my beloved, or whatever the fuck. Can you link a timestamp of that? Phone call. What was the phone call that phone call, you liked it, Andrew Tate. The one that people were saying was deep faked or whatever.
App in the world. Now, if you've ever had a girlfriend, what you should do next time you do is get access to her Instagram inbox. I have Instagram inbox passwords to all of my girlfriends, all 6 of them. So I can see the messages they get every single day. 20 or 30 people are messaging them. Hi, babe. Hi, you look good. Now, they don't read the messages. This.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it. Turned me on. Why am I like that? Why? I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet. Sometimes you forget exactly how lucky you were to get fucked by me. Would you rather me pin you down and make you do things you didn't like, or would you rather fuck? You didn't like that I was thinking I can do whatever I want to you. That's what it is. I'm the smartest person on this fucking planet. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. Chill the
Research break, make 900 on the rhythm game, and I'll give you 3 months of tier 5. Oh, for 3 months of tier 5. Of course, I'm gonna bring it out. Oh, I'm just, you know, a little tired. Half a year of T5, you can do it with a free hand in the air? Dog, are you serious? You think that's hard for me? You think that's hard for me to do it one-handed? Damn. Ooh. That's a spicy meatball. A spicy meatball.
How do you manage hierarchies, let's say with 2 girls? Does the first girl have seniority over the second girl? No. Girls won't take that. If you have one girl who's clearly better than the other one, you're going to struggle massively. The second girl is just not going to stick around for very long. I've had it where I've had girls who say, oh, I know you're with Vivian. I know you've been with her a long time. I don't mind. I'll stay out tonight. You two stay alone. All that shit. It never lasts long. Because the ones who are really in love with you won't do that. So the only girls who do that aren't really in love with you. You have to be such an imposing, dominating force that there's no room for hierarchy underneath you. You have to be like, when I say imposing, dominating, I'm not talking about being a psycho. I just mean your personality has to be so large that you're in charge of everything. There is no hierarchy. How can it be hierarchy? You just have to be like, okay, I need a coffee. You make me a coffee and you cook me something. If you send one to make the coffee, then there's hierarchy. Either way, if you send one to make the coffee, it can either be seen as you trust her more and want her more, or she's lower than the other one, she's a slave. Women will always just make up a reason. So it doesn't matter which one you choose, they'll decide it's negative. So you have to send them both. Go make me a coffee. Who? Both of you, go. You have to be like that. You have to be dominant to a point where there's no room for hierarchy. It's just you and everyone else. Now that's easy for my personality. For other people it can be slightly harder, but there's a whole bunch of stupid fiddly shit you need to learn to do if you want to truly have 2 girls in the long term. You gotta learn to sleep on your back. You can't sleep on your side. If you sleep on your right side, I'm telling you now, whichever girl you're looking at when you're sleeping, the other one's gonna be pissed. Maybe not the first night, but by night 10 she will. And you're always facing her and you're hugging her. This is the little dumb shit you have to deal with. But basically, you have to be big, large enough personality that you.
This is gonna sound like a humble brag, and I don't mean to make it sound that way. These guys are so. This is so true. One of the things you have to worry about is if you ever have a threesome and you're sleeping with both girls, you have to be super careful about rolling over, because you have to sleep on your back with both of them having the opportunity to come to you or not. Because if you roll over and sleep on your side, the worst feeling for a girl is to see the guy roll over and then like cuddle with the next girl and she's like a jetpack on the back, or she's just like fucking out there in the fucking cold. There's such a weird minutia problem that you can tell that like this guy's just been with like a fuck ton of people. It's just funny to hear that. God. The Tate people make me feel like the whole red pill community is like a ton of incel creators that somehow all came and spun out of these guys. I don't know how. I have no idea how.
handle it. There is no hierarchy. You can't.
I have to sleep on my side or stomach because otherwise I snore. Yeah, I hate sleeping on my back. It's like the most alien position in the world to me. Side sleepers unite. Okay.
I clearly have women below women. They don't like that shit. What you do when you're in my situation, where you have a girlfriend of 6 years, and you try and bring a new girl in, you actually have to downplay your relationship with a girl of 6 years, which is difficult. And I only get away with that because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years, she's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we felt whatever, we're in love. But when a new girl comes, she'll go, oh yeah, I started off working for him, and it's just how it worked out. She'll super downplay us, so that the new girl feels like, oh well, they're just kind of working sex, and now I'm here and he likes me, and she can believe in her mind that she can be equal. If Vivian was completely honest, well, we've been with me 6 years and we're gonna be together forever, so you're just a side bitch, then it's not gonna ever work. So it also depends how much control you have over your bottom bitch, because you have to be able to have her on side playing the game. That's super important. So key is, it's you and everyone else. There is no hierarchy below you.
Can you break down your own situation? So, I got two main bitches. I'm gonna deal with my fire, gentlemen. I got two main girls. I got Melissa and Vivian. Now, Melissa and Vivian started off together. After 2 years of slamming them every day together, tensions were getting a bit crazy. I mean, I could have held it together forever, but it was just to a point where it's just like, oh, shut up. So, everyone made a happy agreement that they'd be separate. I'd still be with both of them, but they don't want to live together anymore. That's fine.
Wait, what is this? Oh my god. Okay.
When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21. Vivian's younger, she's more fun, more outgoing. Melissa's really quite, not in a bad way, she's more homey, boring, sits at home. So if you're gonna pair a girl with a girl, it's much easier if the girl's fun. Let's all go to the club. Let's all drink champagne. Let's all do this. Let's go here, let's go here. That's what it does. So since I've had Vivian, I've had 5 other girlfriends I shared with Vivian. Some last a couple weeks, some last a couple months, one lasted a year. So I've had Jenny, the dark-haired one, I've had Andrada, the other one. These are all on my Instagrams or my Twitter, you would have seen them at some point. I've had loads of hot girls who come in, Vivian's already there, they join, like I said, Vivian downplays it, blah, 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 blah. And for different reasons, it breaks up. Like you've seen some of my threads about the dark-haired girl trying to be an ultimatum, or Jenny, who went to the festival against the rules. Sometimes they rebel, I have to FDB them. But that's basically how it works. I've got my main bitch, my bottom bitch, Vivian. I could do it with Melissa too, but she's, you know, I just do it with Vivian for some reason, that's how it's worked out. My main bitch, Vivian, and I bring in new girlfriends, and they're temporary. If I get one that sticks forever, whatever, good. I had one recently that stayed for a very long time. But if they leave, who gives a shit? Find a new one. That's my basic situation. I'll go calling me right now, I'm gonna hang on to her some film. Right. So, a description for relationship process with Vivian. So, yeah, that's how it started. I met Vivian in Slovakia. We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. It's a really long story. I don't want to tell you the whole story. I moved her to England to be with me to start doing my webcam company, which I started. If you don't have a webcam company, you need to look into it. As soon as you have a couple girls in love with you, it's the fucking easiest money in the world. No, I take that back. It's not easy money. You got to build it up. But once you get girls built up, then it's free money. Like every other business, you got to build it up. But I decided I want to start a webcam business. Vivian's beautiful. I said, look, stop being a waitress. Come here, live with me. She came. Everything was fine for a couple weeks. Melissa obviously lived in England. They didn't know about each other. They found out. They tried to have a big argument with me. I did exactly as I said. Downplayed it. Didn't give a shit. Everyone moved in together. Everyone started doing webcam. I was making loads of money. Then we agreed to the split, like we said. And that's basically been it. Since then, new girls have come along. Vivian understands that I'm fucking these hoes, but I don't care about these hoes. I've done it. When I do it, I prove it to her. This is another important thing, guys. If you're going to say to one girl that you're the only one I care about, and she's going to see you fucking these other girls, when those other girls eventually leave or you FDB them, you got to use that to your advantage. So I'll come home sometimes to Vivian and say, Jenny's gone. She'll go, what? What do you mean Jenny's gone? Oh, she annoyed me, so I'm rid of her. What do you mean she annoyed you? Oh, she's just something small, but she annoyed me, so fine. And they like that. She's like, well, you got rid of her over nothing? I was like, oh, yeah, she annoyed me, FDB. And that makes her feel secure that these other girls, he really doesn't give a fuck. Like, he'll just get rid of them for no reason. So I'll use that to your advantage as well. And that's the basic dynamic of my relationship with Vivian. She now knows what I do. Last night, I just put in the war room Telegram. We're not in the war room as well, motherfuckers. Got getting on there. There's too much shit happening. You're missing out on. I just put in the war room Telegram. I text conversation with her last night. She goes, you coming home? I said, no. She goes, what girl are you staying with? Vivian now is just nosy. She isn't jealous. She's just nosy. She's curious. So I'm staying with Elena or Helena or whoever. Okay, all right, see you tomorrow. So there's no secrets, no hiding. She knows I'm fucking all these girls. She doesn't care. So if I want to fuck her with a girl, I'll say, look, we're going out. I'll just introduce booze. So like the first time I freeze a lot of girls, I'll say, oh yeah, we're going out. Some other girls are coming. What girls? Girls I know. And Viv will turn up and we'll just be there. We'll be drinking. I'll just say, I'm going to fuck you both. No, you're not. I'm going to fuck you both. And Vivian will just like laugh. Just play off. Ha ha ha. Very funny. I'll get in the taxi at the end. We're going to my house. Just own it. I don't want to see you both. Okay, bye. See ya. I'll fuck Vivian then. What? Who's this? I thought she just worked for you. Who's this girl? You're supposed to be my boyfriend. Look, stop being fucking boring. We're going to my house. Shut up. I say, you just got to fucking own it. Say, come, suck dick. Come on. Right. I'm not saying be a rapist. I feel like I always have to fucking clarify myself because to me it's super obvious, but some weirdos out there that don't fucking think. You cannot force a girl to do anything. You just have to make it clear of your objective. You're a train. A train stays on the track. I'm a train on this track. You either get on the train and go to the destination, or you get off the train and you don't. Trains don't go off tracks. It's that simple. I'm fucking Vivian tonight. You're coming with me and you're helping me fuck Vivian, or you're not. But this is where the train's headed. That's how you have to be. Don't be a creepy weirdo, please. Right. One more question I'm gonna do for this video. I have a lot of questions I need to handle, but I'll do one more for this. Do I believe in negging girls? Negging girls is calling them names or saying something negative to them. That's some pick-up artist bullshit that the red pill guys do. No, I don't believe in that. I believe you need to tease them, have a joke with them, like, you know, everyone knows how to tease a girl like she's your kid sister, have a joke, but don't be negative, don't be aggressive. I've seen loads of dudes on dates just talk to a girl like shit, like it's super, like they're the man, and it's not cool. You don't look cool, you look like a cunt. If you're genuinely an alpha, you don't need to impose your superiority by insulting her. So what you're trying to do by insulting her is bring her down a peg. Well, if you're already above her, you don't need to bring her down. So I don't think it's alpha to be out there insulting girls. But obviously you can tease her and make fun of her a little bit, of course. But once again, it's kind of
this is like one of the most important things, and it's so fucking irritating. I have to explain this every fucking time because people see me joke around. People are like, oh, you're negging. Like even these, like you can tell, like the virgins, like super quick, Destiny and Shambles. Like when I'm making fun of a girl, it's never ever over anything that they actually feel bad over. Like, there's so many people that don't understand this. And like, I see like so many people in chat that don't get it. And then it makes sense to me like why you guys are like treated as like creepy rapists when you're trying to hit on a girl at the gym. Like, you never see me bring a girl on and I'm like, oh man, hey, what's up? I feel like last time I was talking to you, you look like you weighed like 20 pounds less. Have you gotten fatter? Or like, I'm not like talking to Ayla like, oh yeah, you know, that'd be cool. But like, man, you're 30. Like, how old are you, right? Or I'm not talking to fucking Brittany, you know, like making fun of like her fucking like, oh, like your nasty curly fucking Middle Eastern hair. Or I don't have Melina here. Like, there are so many things that you could like lay into on a woman where it's like, why the fuck would you say that? You're so fucking stupid. But you find things to like make fun of people on or you tease people on that like they don't care about. You're not gonna hit somebody in an area that like actually is really horrible. But people will hear me like teasing somebody or like doing something like, oh, he's negging. Absolutely not. I am never with a girl that I like, unless I hate them. I'm never with a girl that I'm I'm never with a girl where I'm hitting her on something that I know is important to her. Like, I might dance around some edges, but like if I think something is genuinely hurting, you always back off. You never want to do that to somebody because you're putting them in a super fucked mind state by doing that. Yeah.
Experience. This is down to experience, depends on the girl you're talking to. You have to gauge the conversation, gauge who she is, and play accordingly. So that's it for this episode. Another video coming soon. Right, questions. I can't build, hi, senior PhD course, blah, you're the man, blah, blah, blah. I can't build a very interesting Instagram. What should I do? Well, you need to build an interesting one. You don't need to have that many pictures. If you were to take one day out of your life and get a good camera and put on some good clothes and take 4 or 5 good pictures, that's enough. Put them at the top. And even if a girl ever says to you, oh, you don't have much on Instagram, just say, yeah, I don't use social media very much. It's not really my thing. And then she tries to shit test you. She'll say, well, why'd you message me then? So, oh, I thought you were beautiful, so I thought I'd message you. But it doesn't mean I have to post on Instagram all the time. Just play it off. Like, I'm a cool cat. I'm not an Instagram dude. You know, I'm just Mr. Normal dude. I'm not fucking Mr. Show Off. So you haven't got to have like me pages and pages of supercars. You need to have 4 or 5 good pictures. If you can't find 4 or 5 good pictures, well, there's something wrong with you. It ain't that hard. I'm sure you've been on holiday once in your life. Take some good pictures on the beach.
I thought what Dustin was doing was negging. I didn't know. I think that I'd have to go back and check, but like red pillars have this whole thing on negging where you're trying to like tear somebody down a little bit to assert your dominance, and then like they feel unconfident and they come to you for reassurance or some shit like that. I just like to, my style of like negging or teasing is that I'm capable of showing that I have a backbone and I can give you an interesting conversation. That's why I like kind of quote unquote neg somebody. Like if like when I'm like negging somebody, what I'm showing is that like if you give a take and I disagree with it, like I'm gonna fight with you a little bit. I'm not gonna fucking simp over you. I'm gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have confidence. And I'm gonna have a backbone for the conversation. And I think a lot of people respect that type of pushback. Like a girl can meet a million guys that she'll say, my favorite movie is Interstellar. Oh my God, Nolan is my favorite director. Oh, cool. I really like Taking Back Sunday. Oh my God, that's my favorite band. I like A Decade Under the Influence, my favorite song. Like, girls can find a million guys that do that. But if a girl says some shit like, oh, like I think that I really like Tarantino, and you're like, really? I don't think I've ever seen a good Tarantino movie in my life. They're fucking horrible. Right? So shit like that. Now you have like a point of contention that you can talk on. Nothing is really at stake unless she's like a film major, right? You can fight over something where she's getting pushback. No offense, but because you guys are such fucking simps, it's probably one of the first times in her life a guy has actually said he disagrees with her on something. And that interaction, in my opinion, as long as you handle it appropriately, don't like start like going in. Like when you're like, oh, I hate Quentin Tarantino movies. It's not gonna like, don't get personal. They're like, oh, you probably like Tarantino movies because you've got a bad eye for film and just trash fucking taste and fucking like you always externalize everything, right? Like, oh, like fucking, how can you like Django? Did you see that fucking blue suit the guy wore? Oh, how can you like this movie? Like there's too much blood, or I don't know. Like you focus on the thing. Don't get like personal and nasty and mean and disgusting about it, right? But I think that type of pushback that you can give to a woman as a guy it's a very, very, very unique interaction that's super fun and exciting because you get to argue with somebody and it's not personal and nasty, and it leaves people with a really good impression of you. Women especially. It leaves women with a really, really, really good impression of you, as opposed to just being another simp fuck guy that's going to sit there and suck off every fucking opinion they have. But yeah, but don't actually like, don't just be mean. Don't be mean to people. Nobody likes it when you're mean to them.
Done. Get a picture of you in the gym. Get it from far away so you look muscular or some shit. It ain't that difficult. Make it happen. I shouldn't have explained this to you. Like, this is common sense stuff. Don't be stupid. 5 or 6 good pictures, you can make it happen. Next. Do you answer texts whenever you want, or do you have rules for when you respond? I answer texts in real time. I don't believe in making girls wait. Message me, I message back. If they start making you wait, well, then it's different. Then you're going to have to, return the favor or FTD them or whatever. But if the girl's messaging me, yeah, message them. What the fuck is normal? A lot of these little dominance tricks that people are taught, make her wait and all this bullshit, are just trying to feign dominance. If you have genuine dominance, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, true. That's so true. This is like another thing that I say all the time, and it'll even like I don't have, like, the fuck. This is gonna sound fucking cringe. I'm not Andrew Tate, obviously. He commands more respect than I do. But, like, depending on the scenario I'm in, the setting I'm in, like, I know who I am, and I command a decent amount of respect. I'm a pretty big YouTuber. I'm pretty respected in the field that I'm in. Like, I have girls that I fuck. People know this. Like, people know these things about me. I don't have to play any weird fucking games to prove to you that, like, I'm, like, you know, hot shit in whatever arena I'm in. I don't have to do that. And if you think I have to do that, I'm just gonna fucking walk away. Why the fuck would I do that? I don't have to put, like, I don't text the girl back the same night. Bullshit. If I had a good time, I'll text her first. I'll text her right as she's fucking leaving in 30 fucking minutes, and I'll say, oh, hey, I had fun, see you later, right? Like, yeah, all these like cringe little PUA, all these cringe little games of like, oh, well, make sure that when she texts you, you wait 6 hours, and make sure to comment that she needs to change her attire for next time, and blah, blah. Like, no, why the fuck? That's like some shit that losers do to seem like they're not losers. If you're not a loser, it's going to be communicated in so many other ways to the person that doesn't have to be done through like weird fucking games. That's in my opinion, but.
Message me, I message you, everything's fine, let's go for coffee, okay, I'll message you later, everything's normal. There's no need for any of those things.
Yeah.
If I have a girl who ignores me every time I message her, and then eventually decides to message me, well then yeah, I'm gonna take my time on her. If she does message me first, I will reply, but I'll probably wait the same amount of time she made me wait. But in general, no. You have a call to set up dates. This is actually interesting. What I do when I'm texting girls on WhatsApp is, tower power, you're progressing. So you met her on the street or Tinder or Instagram, wherever.
You're gonna hate this, but in general, you wanna wait to text girls because it communicates you have better things to do, and that is a value indicator. So again, I can't give any of this. Damn, this is like the real shit. I feel like I'm being so self-aggrandizing when I'm saying this. I don't have to use value indicators because I have value, and that's like inarguable. I have a lot of money, I've got a lot of clout, and I'm really successful. Why would I use it? Why, if you have any of those things, like if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, if you own a small business, you make a lot of money, you whatever the fuck, you look really hot or whatever. You don't need to use a value indicator. You are valuable. They already know that. That's going to come across. You don't have to do weird things like play games on the phone to like indicate value because you either have it or you don't. And the idea of like, but I guess if you have low value, you're trying to pretend. I mean, then like fake some Instagram pictures, go run it like a Lambo or something. Like I don't know, just like it's so weird to like play all these stupid fucking games. And I feel like if you're playing these types of games, you're gonna slip up somewhere, and then somebody's gonna notice that you're just like a weird like phony, in my opinion. But
now you're WhatsApping them. After a day or even an hour, depending how long you spoke to them of WhatsApping them, I go onto voice notes because voice notes are that little bit more personal because they get to hear your voice. So I'll move from texting into voice notes. It's that tiny bit upgrade of personality. I don't do phone calls. If you see my take speech videos, I don't like phone calls. But I'll move into voice notes. The good thing about voice notes is, well, they don't have to answer it. If you call her, she might ignore the call.
That's probably true. I don't do that. Sending somebody voice notes probably feels really, really, really personal instead of just text messages. I feel like I've unironically learned like 3 or 4 tips in like watching like these two guys in terms of like game shit that I never would have thought of before.
I'm busy or whatever. I'm driving. She'll ignore you. If you give her a voice note, she'll
The
listen.
emoji tip was unironically a really good tip. Like, no, who the f sends like messages with emojis? That's just so weird. And it's like an immediate conversation starter. If somebody like, oh, like why do you have like shit? Why the f wouldn't I? What do you mean? It's like there's so many like little itty bitty things like this.
So I actually do recommend after a little bit of texting to upgrade to voice notes. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Smoke a cigar, drink a little bit of whiskey, hear your voice deep, sound like a G, and send her some voice notes because once again, it's that tiny bit more personal. And she might start sending
Voice messages are fucking annoying. I think voice messages are annoying. That's because I'm messaging with a lot of different people. I don't have time to fucking sit there and listen to your 1 minute and 30 second voice. Dude, if you're a girl and you've ever sent me a voice anything, and if I've ever listened to a voice thing and you're listening, I'm giving you more time than I've given to like to my own fucking mom and dad. Okay, that's a lot of time to sit there and listen to your 1 minute, 30 second, 2 minute. Because I can read a paragraph text in 5 seconds, but to sit there and listen to a minute or 2 minute voice thing, whew. But if you're sending like a voice thing to somebody, I think it communicates a level of time. It's so personal. It's like you get to hear the voice. If you like the person, I don't know if men, I'm trying to think if men get the same feeling. If you are a woman and you like a guy, you really like to listen to their voice. You like to listen to them talk to you. That's a really good feeling. I must imagine that men probably feel the same. But I know for women that's especially true. It's a really, really, really good feeling. But obviously, like, be reasonable. Not like I've seen Melina's texts where like there'll be a guy that leaves her like 11 voice messages in a row. Don't do that fucking cringe shit. But also this is also good because what August said, that immediately flipped in my mind too. When he says I communicate with voice notes, it makes it seem like the other voice notes are more real. That is true actually. And it's consistent with his style of communication.
Send you voice notes back. 100% she wants to bang. 100%. So do I call this updates? No, I use voice notes or.
That's 100% true for men. Do you not like to hear the voice of girls you're into? If there was a girl that I really liked, I would want to just talk to her. I feel like the voice notes It's not as satisfying for me. But I might be an outlier there. I'm an outlier in a lot of these things in terms of like what I like or what I don't like. I recognize that. But if there's a girl that I liked and she's sending me voice notes, I would just rather have a conversation with her. I'd rather have a phone call. But I also do a lot of things that play well to phone calls. Like there were times where like I'd go to the gym and I would just call a girl and I would chat with her between sets. Or if I'm playing Factorial late at night, I'll just call a girl and talk to her while I'm playing Factorial. I was talking a lot when my internet didn't exist here and I'm just playing Factorial. I can talk to the girl and play Factorial for 4 hours. And in their mind, they're getting like fucking so much time for me. And in my mind, I mean, I am giving a lot of time, but I'm also fucking working on my factory. Voice calls are way more fun to me. Or if I'm driving, I'm doing a long drive, I'll usually try to call a girl. If I've got like a 30 or 40 minute drive, I'll like message people and like, hey, do you want to chat or whatever? Because it's like easy to talk. I don't like voice notes. I hate voice notes. But I know some people might like them. But that's just for me personally.
I don't know. Sometimes I organize a date by text. It doesn't really matter. But in general, I use voice notes. That's just something that came to my mind. I've mentioned before. You can use voice notes. It's really good. Or send pictures. What you do, and she'll be like, oh, hey, how are you? Instead of just saying, I'm fine, you, I'll take a picture.
That's a really good advice too. I hate pictures. So many girls ask for selfies. So many girls love pictures of you just like doing, like if you want some real riz, I can't do this because I cringe so fucking hard. But like if you wake up in the morning and you like have your cute little like bed head and you're like under the covers or whatever, and you send like a picture like good morning like that to a girl, that's like some fucking heart melting shit. It is. That like women love shit like that. It's so personal. They probably, if they like you, they like the way you look. They like the way, you don't have to be like fucking flexing and like oiled up or whatever, but just like you doing like natural shit throughout the day. Women love shit like that. I hate doing shit like that. I will never do shit like that. Fuck that. I will fucking end myself before ever going that far. I can't do it, but.
Coffee, picture thing. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Just more, here's where I am, here's who I am. Just to break the ice that little bit more, trying to get her to agree to me. All about tower power. Remember, progression all the time. Don't do it as soon as you get your number. Don't get your number like, hey, hi, how are you doing? Talk to her a little bit first. Don't be a weirdo. After you spoke to her a little bit, then you can hit her with it. Next question. Tips for trying to close a deal once you got the girl in at your place. Now, this is actually a really interesting question because if the girls come to your place alone, she knows what's going down. Like, she's not stupid.
That's the Destiny take. True.
Stupid. Unless she's really stupid, she knows what's going down. So the only reason it's not going to happen is if she changes her mind, which might happen. She might change her mind. So you have to be prepared for that. But if a girl comes to my
That's
house,
true too.
1 second. Yo. Hello? This is why I don't do phone calls. I fucking hate phone calls. Hello? Don't do phone calls. Anyway.
Just keep a stack of 3 to 4 pictures and send it on different days to different girls. Okay. Now, I'm not saying I've ever done that before, but you could do that. If you're a girl and you want to counter that, the smart thing to do is some girls are like, oh, like if you do this thing, like make a sign for me. Or if you send me like a video, like say my name or whatever. If you are a girl, you should do that to a guy. And then unless he's talking to a lot of girls with the same name as you, you know you're getting a personal video that hasn't sent to like 5 or 10 other girls. So if you are a girl and you're requesting shit, always ask for something a little bit unique. I've had some girls do that to me before, and I think they might do it to make sure I'm not sending, like firing off like 5 or 10. They're like, oh, like I want to see a picture of you like holding the back of your head. Or they'll say some shit like, do you really care about this pose? Or you just want to make sure that this isn't like a picture I've got like in an album or some shit. I've seen girls do that before. So if you are a girl, for the 20 of you that are listening, actually, you know what? No, fuck you. I've got more women than these red pill If you are a woman, ask for unique pictures. Make them earn some shit so you know they're not firing off some bullshit that they've got like pre-planned for you. All right.
If a girl comes to your house, she wants to bang. So she might change her mind. So if a girl comes to my house, my routine is very simple. What I do is I go up to my cinema, even though it's in my TV. I put on a movie. I always put on a horror movie. Don't put on music. I've seen a lot of people go, put on music. If you put on music and the girl's drinking and drunk, she wants to party, she wants to have fun, yay, she wants to stay up. You don't want her to stay up. You want her in bed. So after the club, we come home, we got girls, and they come in, they go, let's put music on. I say, no music, put on a movie. Because I've noticed before, you start putting music on, you get volleyball out, it's another 3 hours of partying. It's just like, oh, please, just, I want to bang, it's boring. So no music. You can't put an action movie, it's the wrong vibe. You can't put a rom-com, you're not gay. So it's got to be a horror movie. Horror movies, you're quiet during, you sit, you're quiet, horror. So we come in, put on a horror movie, offer a drink, get some wine, whatever.
Type of movie is probably important. That's actually unironic. I think I've mentioned this before. There was a really close friend that I had, a pretty close friend in LA that I used to hook up with, usually on Fridays. And I remember on stream I told the story. I went over to her house one time, and we'd actually hadn't seen each other for a few months. So I was excited to get to hook up with her again. She was really good. I went over to her house, and we watched a movie first because we usually do. And we watched Uncut Gems. And I left right after the movie. I couldn't do anything. My mind was actually obliterated. I actually felt bad. I felt bad for it, but I just had to leave. That movie ended and the credits rolled, and I had to just I was having anxiety. I had to get out of that fucking apartment, and I just went home. I was so destroyed by that movie. Uncut Gems is such a good movie. Oh my God, that's such a good movie. But Jesus, that is an intense fucking movie.
I pour a couple glasses of wine. Usually I come downstairs to pour it. I usually pour her wine. I pour myself water. I don't like having sex when I'm super drunk. If I've been drinking all night in the club and we go back, I don't want to be like really hammered and sloppy. So by then I know it's gonna happen. I just start drinking water, give them wine, whatever. Sit upstairs. I'll watch the movie for 5 to 6 minutes before I start to kiss her on the couch. That's it. She doesn't give a fuck. She's in my house watching a movie. She ain't stupid. 5 to 6 minutes. We'll start kissing for a minute or so. I'll stand up, get her hand, and walk towards the bedroom. And she either follows me or she doesn't. She comes with me, she wants to bang. She goes, oh no, I can't. So you want to watch a horror movie? Oh yeah, so you're not gonna be scared. Make a joke out of it. I'll play it down. Well, no, if you're here, I say, all right, well, I'll watch it for a little bit. Sit down, more wine, kiss her again, and say, look, I'm going to bed. I'm going to go home, do you want to go to bed? Oh, I'm going to leave. Okay, no problem. Get back. I'm playing games.
And I like how, like, aside from the sex trafficking thing, his advice is like pretty non-rapey too. Like he seems to have, and again, especially if he's doing trafficking, it's a business to understand women. He's probably pretty good at picking up on these signals. And this is good advice in terms of like, yeah, she might come over, she might change her mind. You ask her, do you want to do this? You want to? She just said, no, okay, fuck it, leave. It's none of this like wear her down, ask her again and again, get her more alcohol to drink, blah blah blah. It's like if she's not interested, fucking leave, because you have other like leads, I guess he calls them, right? Other people that you can lean into, other people you don't have to sit there and try to like fucking rape a girl because she's not interested.
The whole thing's about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm very clear with my intention. She ain't stupid. She's an adult. She came to my house at 4 a.m. The fuck we there to do? Play chess? We're not enjoy that. None of these bitches are good enough. So no.
No. Play Super Smash Brothers.
We're not gonna play chess. We're gonna fuck. So that's basically it. I mean, I don't think it's difficult to close a deal. If they come to your house, you should know what's going down. Unless you're in the friend zone. If you're in the friend zone or some bullshit, then it's hard. Let me get some more wood for my fire. But if you're in the friend zone, hold on. If you're in the friend zone and you can't close the deal, and then you're asking me stupid questions. Because if you're in the friend zone, you fucked up already. You already haven't been doing the tower power. You already haven't been doing your progression. And now you're asking me, well, how are you gonna fuck your friends? Well, you can't. That's why the friend zone's so toxic. That's why you call off your attention if they don't want to bang. But if you meet a girl, you get her number, you meet a girl on Instagram, you get her WhatsApp, you start WhatsApping her, then you start voice noting her, you agree to go for coffee, you go for coffee, you agree to go for dinner, you go for dinner, you say come over chill at mine, she comes over to chill, she knows what's going down. Now maybe she may not want to fuck you the first night she comes over to chill, maybe the first night she'll want to go home, cool, but the second night she will. It's not a big rush, just cool it. You don't want to come across needy, you don't want to come across desperate. So if a girl ever says to you, oh no, not tonight, the instant answer is, yeah, all right, cool. You don't try. Do not be the guy, oh, stay, it's super unattractive,
yeah.
Super desperate. Never do that. If a girl goes to me, oh, I can't stay with you tonight, cool. And then they get pissed off that you don't care. Like, it's a subtle form of FDB. What do you mean cool? I thought in her head she's thinking I came here thinking I was gonna bang and I wasn't sure, and now I told him I don't want to bang and he doesn't give a fuck. Does he even like me? I'll flip it on him. Flip it on him. Like I told you in the first course. Get a taxi, come to mine. No, I'm gonna go home. All right, cool, I'll get a taxi. Instantly, bang! Flip it on them. Give them what they want and let them lose their minds. So you don't try, then maybe the second time you'll fuck or whatever. But just be clear with your intention. And she's coming over for a reason, so it ain't that difficult.
Does this counter pretty much everything Sneeko was saying the other night about how he doesn't want to wait? I wouldn't. Don't take advice from anybody that calls themselves Red Pill on on anything dating related or hookup related. I think these people are insane. But I don't know, that's me. Okay. I think we have enough. Hold on. Okay.
Get your partner to agree to anything using 2 strongly scented candles. Light the first candle most of the time. How was your day? But every once in a while, light the second candle and start a fight. You've never loved me. After some time of doing this, light the fighting candle, but don't start one. How was your day? If they smell the fighting candle, but you're not fighting, they'll agree to pretty much anything you say because their body is telling them you're about to get mad at them. What do you think about going to Olive Garden?
I don't know if that would work or not.